In a world teeming with supernatural claims, from aliens and ghosts to cryptids, religions, and other unexplained phenomena, enter Captive Desk that offers a skeptic's perspective. Join us for engaging discussions, opinions, scientific analysis, and a dash of humor as we delve into the unknown, unravel the mysterious, and confront the otherworldly as we seek to distinguish fact from fiction at the Captive Desk. Hey there, and hello everybody, and happy Halloween. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing better than I'm doing. If you haven't heard, somebody put a bullet through my living room today and took out my television set, just missed where my wife was laying on the couch, and this is after a great day at chemo, a great day at the dentist. I just can't use these words in the same sentence. I don't know what they mean. Usually I have my camera on. I lost a front tooth. My hair is a mess. So I don't have my camera on because Dave is a little vain. So you'll have to bear with me. But a heck of a day. For those of you that don't know, I started chemo today. They're trying to make sure I don't get another tumor on the back of my brain. And nobody wants that, especially Dave. So they're going to try to take care of that. Chemo went well. I didn't have any reactions. She said, let us know if you do, but I didn't feel anything going in. So I had a good day there. Afterwards, they snuck me in the dentist, even though she closes early on Friday. She said, I'll get you in to see Kevin. Come on over. So they were, first when I walked in the counter, I said, let me guess you. I'm the guy you were all waiting for to show up because I was a little late getting there. And everybody had a good chuckle. Everybody at chemo and everybody at the dentist was dressed up, and I do appreciate it. They've all known me for a long time at the dentist. And so we're like family, and they all expressed their concerns, and I told them what was going on and everything. And he is going to try to fix me up, whether he can get a tooth in me or not. He's going to send out my partial with, few of you may already know, I have a partial with one of my front teeth already in it because I don't like to go on camera with my teeth missing. Nothing against people that got teeth missing, but Dave just, likes to have all his teeth in his mouth. So and not everybody can afford it. Luckily, I have good insurance. A lot of folks that don't. So I can get it taken care of. And Kevin said, well, if you can get it in here Monday, we can take a mold. We can get it sent over to the partial guy. He should have it back to you in 3 working days, not counting on a weekend. So he's having me in on Monday to get a mold, and he's doing it all while he's moving down the street. And so I got to give it to him. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, all the ladies getting me in over there, getting this taken care of. Thanks for all the hugs and the good wishes. And then I come home.
I thought you were going to say that a bullet knocked your tooth out.
Well, it might as well have. I feel just as bad. So I get home, and my son had to work a few overtime. He works 4 10s, but he figured, today's a good day for some overtime. Got in some overtime, left early, and he was hungry, so he thought he'd pick up dinner for us. So I had some dinner in the refrigerator and everything. I had something to eat, and I was hungry. As you know, when you go to the doctor or dentist or anything, a lot of times you're hungry. So everything was cool, and I told Mike I'm going to try to stream early. And see, that was my mistake. My mistake, Mike. I shouldn't have said I'm going to stream early. So I was setting up the stream. In fact, I think I just texted you. I'm setting up the stream. I'm going to go early, and I heard what sounded like a pack of firecrackers and some pew, pew, pew pieces of glass, whatever noise they make when they fall down, So all of us were home, and we're all looking around at each other like, what's going on? So we look close, and there's a crack on the TV. And we thought, you've heard about sometimes smart TVs just crack, with all the electronics and everything.
Yeah.
But then where did the glass come from? Well, there's no glass missing from the TV. So I'm like, oh, crap, don't tell me somebody put a BB through a window or something, So looking around, and I'll be danged if I didn't find a bullet hole in the wall, said just above the couch that my wife was asleep on, taking a nap, because she called off today due to all the things going on with my health and taking me to doctor, dentist, and everything. And because they haven't given me the go-ahead to drive yet, which I also put in a text message to the radiation guy. Can I drive yet? Because I feel okay, and this is a real pain in the butt, having all these appointments and having to find a ride. So I found a bullet hole in a wall. I'll be damned. All the neighbors are piling outside. They shut down the main street out here. I've got every cop in Toledo here. I've got news channels here. I've got the street all blocked up. People are trying to go around the big mess on the main drag by coming through my neighborhood, not realizing the problem is in my neighborhood and why they have the main drag shut off. They declared our neighborhood a crime scene because of the bullets flying around and everything. So nobody could drive past my house without, special cop stuff and everything. And here, we got the car on video. So we gave that to him off of our security. And it turns out these two guys must have known each other, had a fight, were chasing each other down in the car. One got out of the car and said, blah, blah, blah. The other one said, blah, 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 bang, 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 and shot him in the leg.
Oh,
and one of the bullets went flying from this, aiming at the dude's leg. This is how good a shot Americans are, if you want to know why we have gun problems here.
Right. They can't shoot.
Went from, okay, shoot each other in the leg. But did you have to shoot through my wall and mess up my brand new TV? Of course you did. So now Dave doesn't have a TV in his front room. And I've got a piece of duct tape on my wall in the driveway, covering up the hole in my siding. And then we couldn't find a bullet. Well, here we had a Magic Kennedy bullet. Bullet came through my wall, through my drywall, across my living room, off my TV, and my TV looks like somebody put a fist through it. It went back to the same wall again and hit a picture frame of my son. That's where the glass sound came from. And then the bullet dropped on the other side of the room. So it went ricocheting across the room.
Holy shit.
And my son found it in the other opposite corner that it came in on. So it kind of triangulated across my living room. So if anybody had been standing, luckily my wife was laying down on the couch. If anybody had been standing in my living room, they probably would have got hit because it ricocheted all around my living room. So I had an interesting day. And then the detectives, of course, I had a cop in my living room, which I just love, and nothing against these police officers. As far as I know, they're good cops, whatever. Dave just doesn't happen to like the police. But this guy was cool young guy. We had a nice conversation. And he stood there and make sure I didn't mess with anything or nobody else messed with anything until the detectives got there to take care of this problem, photograph it. He brought in the little numbered squares, that they put on.
Oh, cool. You should save those.
I did he took them with him, but he did the workup. He took all the pictures, all the angles, and 8x10 glossies with pictures and arrows and describing with a paragraph on the back side what each and every one was about him. So I had quite an interesting day. However, nobody was hurt that mattered. Except this guy that got shot in the leg, and whatever he said, I guess he asked for it.
Oh, yeah.
And the cop said, because these guys seemed to know each other and they were scrapping, they'll probably find out who it is. I was on, I was on, but my neighborhood was on the news. I'm getting Facebook posts from people that know me. I've lived in the same place for quite a while, and my street's not very big. So when they hear my street, oh shit, is Dave okay? So they're all emailing and texting and calling, and my wife's family and friends are too, because they again, we've been in the same place for a short time. So
Yeah.
Our phones were off the hooks, and thank you everybody for checking on us. And just so everybody knows, everybody's okay. The dogs are okay. Nobody, none of the neighbors. I asked the neighbor if he had any bullet holes in his house, people across the street, etc. Everybody else was fine. My house apparently is the only one that got hit, and the only victim in this was my new smart TV. So it looks like I'm out about $800 because even
Holy
if I have
shit.
insurance pay for it, you know they're going to jack up my rates.
So it broke the TV. It broke the screen.
Yeah, it looks like somebody punched my TV. I've got a small shattering mark there on my television.
Yeah. So I think they should have a community program that teach gang members how to shoot, so they hit their target instead of like bystanders. I think that'd be helpful.
That's my biggest thing. If a gang member, whoever it is, wants to shoot it out, go somewhere and shoot it out.
Yeah.
Go in an empty field somewhere and shoot each other. Do like the old days. 20 paces and shoot at each other. Don't be shooting at my house. Yeah. I wasn't involved in your argument. I don't have a disagreement with you. My TV certainly didn't have a disagreement with. And you could have hit me last year on my old TV. You know what I mean? Instead of waiting until I replaced my TV and then, hitting my TV. So I did, though, want to do a Halloween. I do have a thing for doing Halloweens, especially with the Grass Man. Tilting was asking about what channel should we be on. I usually put it on Grass Man and this channel as a secondary, but either way, or watch both channels. Give them both the likes and thumbs up. I appreciate it. And, like I said, happy Halloween to everybody. I hope you're having a good one. A lot better one than my TV had. And hello, Mike, and hello, Scott. Happy Halloween to you.
Hey.
And happy Halloween to you. I was so happy. I got not one knock on my door, which is great because I had no candy. After moving all weekend and just barely recovering from all the heavy lifting and things I'm out of shape for, I just didn't want to put up with a bunch of kids and having to act all surprised and delighted by their costumes and everything.
Oh, you got to put on an act. I don't do that. I don't do that.
What's the Halloween version of the Grinch? Or Bah Humbug.
They call it Scott.
Just Scott. Oh my God, he's a Scott.
He's a Scott.
Yeah, there you go, Icarus. The shooters outside today had too much stormtrooper in them.
My one trick-or-treater didn't come tonight, and I'm sitting here with a gigantic bag of candy, and they're going to come tomorrow. So I had to call him. It's like, what the hell? You can't leave me with all this candy. I've got, blood sugar problems.
Well, we've got left-handed Jedi dropping some coinage. So this goes for all the trick-or-treaters out there. Left-handed Jedi dropped $20. Left-handed Jedi, you are awesome. Hope this helps and wishing things get better. Well, I'm going to put it towards a new TV, and I will thoroughly enjoy it, Left-handed Jedi. Thank you very much. And Left-handed Jedi, I wanted to have a new video ready for you guys too, but didn't get around to that either, but I'm putting it together. But in the meantime, I guess we will play the old one for you, and here it is.
Let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on to the skies, till the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
Left-handed Jedi, you rock. And if you don't know, or I'm doing it whether you know it or not, I'm pointing at you and I'm saying you rock. As I said at the beginning of the stream, I don't have my camera on. I lost a tooth, and I cussed up a storm because it's right in front, and my hair is a mess. Some of my hair fell out, and I'm not having a good camera day. So Dave is not on camera, but I do appreciate you, Left-handed Jedi. You rock, and thank you very much. And Let's Farm has also been around for 3 months now, and Let's Farm, thank you very much for being on a supporter of our channel. And around here on this channel,
we love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love
hope you love toast as much as we do. Let's Farm. Thank you much for supporting the channel, for all you do, and really appreciate you. And while we're at it, before we get started, it is Halloween, and past Halloweens I have covered things like Frankenstein and, the classics. My son and I sat down and covered the Amityville. Was it the Amityville Horror? Yeah, the Amityville Horror together. And I can't remember what the other Halloween was, but I covered a lot of the classics. And I thought this year, especially with going to the protest at the Ark, and because, we love making our comments about Ken Ham and the Magic Zoo boat. And since Bodie isn't around anymore, and it seems there's been quite a shakeup at AiG without the son-in-law around. I mean, that really hurts. And Rocket Rob has kind of been stepping into position and giving out the videos and stuff. And so Rocket Rob put out a Halloween video, and I thought we would take a look at it today. Before we do that, I want to say hi to everybody. And again, happy Halloween to everybody. I hope you and or your children got to have a great Halloween and some great Halloweeny candies and all that. And in there, scroll up here, and we've got Icarus, and good to see Icarus. Tilting Windmill. Thank you, Tilting Windmill, for all you do. You know you're awesome. And like I said, Mike and Scott and everybody, and for anybody else who wants to come in, I put a link up on the chat. If I know you and you're having a good Halloween or whatever, you can stop in. This is not the night for anything else. That's another night. But for tonight, the link is out there. Mostly because Facebook decided they're going to recheck me today, and I didn't have the time or the or the wherewithal to do it. And I just said, screw it. I just put the link in so we get Mike on and everything. So hello, everybody. And that goes for standard deviation too. Let's see. Icarus suggested if we don't update the toast song to We Love Ghost, I'll be disappointed. Well, I do love Ghost. I did try to do a little Halloweeny. There's not too many ghostlies in there, but it's what I could do in a short amount of time. We do love ghosts here, as I have covered on the Grassman Chronicles, many ghost stories. So, and let's see. Mighty Filbert is here. Hello, Mighty Filbert. Good to see you. Left-Handed Jedi, of course, dropping this awesome super chat. Thank you, Jedi. John Hudson, another great supporter of the channel. Thank you, John, being here. And let me see. Tori's here. Tori was checking on my chemo treatments. Thank you, Tori. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to my heart. It's like I've told the doctors and everything. I said, hey, you know what? Anytime you have a loss in humanity or a problem with your health, and people come out of the woodworks to show that there are still good people out there. Hey, you make this world go round. You know that? Native Atheist, Jackie, John. If I repeated anybody, I'm sorry. I'm looking over Quasar. Marty. Hello, Marty. Good to see you. John, Marty, Let's Farm, John and Marty. Hey, John and Marty. Wasn't that TV? Oh, the Croft brothers, right? Weren't they John and Marty or something like that? We were talking about Saturday mornings earlier, and some great memories go back to those cartoon days and commercial days and some of the old snack cakes and treats and everything, that was candy bars and all that stuff. Oh, you might also have noticed I'm sober. So I've not only been off of the prescription, I'm off all the prescriptions. I'm off of all the non-prescriptions as well. So this is as sober as Dave has been in 40 years.
Wow. No gummies?
Yeah, well, I do have some gummies for an emergency. I traded my non-gummies for gummies. But
my friend was in the hospital for surgery, and he snuck up a whole pile of gummies in his shaving kit. And last night at about 12 a.m. He was recovered enough, and he did like 3 gummies, and then this one nurse came all dressed up in a costume and got the other nurses, and they sat around and talked all night. It was kind of cool. And he was like ripped out of his mind. Just post surgery. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun seeing the nurses at the chemo were all dressed as 101 Dalmatians, so they all had tails and dots and everything. And then over at the dentist, I stopped by the dentist, and they were doing the Toy Story, something like that, with the cowboys. One of the Toy Story movies, we have the cowboy. There's a snake in my boot and stuff. So they had the yellow and the red cowboy boots on. Yeah,
the nurses were dressed as minions, I guess.
Yeah.
Like 4 of them. He had 4 of them in his room. That's pretty cool.
John Hudson says, "What's a grass man?" Well, in Ohio, a grass man is what is called a Bigfoot. The grass man, the Bigfoot, my fault. The Bigfoot has about 100 names, and one of them is grass man. And looking for a channel on about cryptids, a channel name for cryptids, looked at the trees, came up with grass man because he is in Ohio too, and he is in Southeast Ohio, a hot spot for Bigfoot sightings where they are called Grassman. So we named the channel the Grassman Chronicles. We started together, and then because of work and moving and everything, Trees wasn't able to do the show with me. We're still good friends. Not a problem like that. It wasn't a falling out or anything. Just a matter of logistics. And but Trees and I stay in contact. We often talk to each other in the chat, talk to each other on the phone and everything. So I want to give credit that it is Trees who came up with Grassman Chronicles, because there are a lot of chronicles. Nobody was doing Grassman that we knew of. So we chose the Grassman Chronicles, and that is where I keep all my cryptid stories, and I primarily do cryptid stories. Got another cryptid story to come out over on the Grassman. It's going to be on the Ohio cryptids that I'm doing recently. That's going to be out soon. Of course, as everybody knows, I've been doing my roof. I've had health problems right in the middle of it, and somebody shot my TV today, and, just anything they can to interrupt. But I am going to get on track, I promise you, and I'm not going to drop over till these stories are done, okay? So don't just hang in there with me, and we'll get them out, okay? Let's see. I think I've said hello to everybody. Drop on down to get me back. Quasar, hello, how you doing? And somebody said yummy. Must be talking about the gummies or yummies. My dude did trade in what I had left of smokables to chewables. So
there's something on the news
cool
about someone on the news about watching your Halloween candy because of gummies. I mean, who the hell's going to give gummies away like that? I mean,
my dude makes sure I pay for them. So I never got any of the free stuff in a playground either. So
those little kids can go find their own gummies,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you don't got to give them to them.
Oh, just like we had to do, right? We had to get our own. So
we had to go find our own drugs and beer.
Hello, Chris. How you doing?
Happy
Halloween.
Show my picture on the screen there. This is. I got to get a better picture, but
and we even got Wesley dropping by on Halloween saying hi. Hi, Wesley. How you doing? Happy Halloween. Okay, let's see.
That wasn't.
There you go.
I didn't catch it, but there are 3 more of those skeletons up on top of the roof, and then over to the left, there's another 8 skeletons climbing in the tree, and this one here is 12 feet tall. You can't really see it the way I took the picture. And these guys are swinging. Another one's climbing up a tree or up the swing pole. It's like he's got them all. This is the most awesome thing. This is my neighbor. He's got shit all over.
There was a story on how popular the big skeletons were this year as a decoration. So if you were involved in that,
he bought like 20 little ones and put them in. I mean, he climbed up on his roof and posed them. Look at that one hanging on the roof. That's just awesome.
They were a big seller this year. Yeah.
Right. And I made 2 pumpkins. That's all I did. I did one is Ass Face from Preacher.
Your pumpkins were awesome.
Yeah, it came out kind of good, the ass face one. So,
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway.
And I plan on doing a stream. I've got some pictures. I finished the radiation in my brain, and they let me ring the bell. Bing, 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 bing. So everybody clapped for me. I completed that part of the chemo. And I do have a video clip of it. The nurse took the camera out of my hand, took a shot of it. I've got it somewhere. I will put that together in a video. Keep everybody apprised. Everything's been going so well. I don't want to keep on doing videos that says, yeah, everything's going good. So they're going to be spaced out a little bit more of what they're doing over this period of time. So, but I do have pictures and stuff. I have a picture of the mask they did where they held me in place, tied down and zotted my brain. Doctors are all happy. Nurses are all happy. Everybody's happy with me. My numbers are good. Everything's doing good except for that dang tumor they found in my brain. So, if I could just take care of just these little things, everything would be great. But, we all have to deal with things. I tell everybody, I don't want no sympathy because there's people who have to do far worse things. And you see the people, Mike, and anybody that's gone to the doctor knows, there's always people that are worse off than you. People that are walking hunched over, humped over, hung over, whatever you want to call it, this broken, that broken. And they've been dealing with things all their lives. And I just don't have any room to talk. I mean, yes, I have something wrong with me, but most of my life has been a good life. So I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just telling you, especially last month, that I was high as a kite on RXs. And if I sounded like it, if I offended anybody, if I said the wrong thing, please understand I was high as a kite, and I will hold it to prescription medications. However, on the good side of it, like I said, first time in 40 years, I haven't had anything to smoke. So everybody was happy with me that at least it got me to quit smoking. And I haven't had any withdrawal symptoms because I was on so many other prescription drugs. The normal things of, chewing the ends of your fingers off or whatever didn't hit me because it was out of mind. You know what I mean? I was so geeked on other stuff. I didn't care. I didn't have the other stuff. Now I'm not a hardcore partier. Smoked a little weed, smoked a little cigarettes. I've never been a chain smoker or anything like that, but I am old. And being old, things are wrong with you. I would like to see fewer young people at the doctor, though. That's a crying shame. Oh, wait a minute. Took everybody off the screen.
When I go to the Mayo for a checkup, I feel so bad. There are so many people there that are like just going through the whole chemo radiation thing, and oh my God, it's just horrible.
Yeah.
It's just and everybody seems to have such a good attitude. It's kind of cool.
That is cool. It's a crying shame that anybody has to deal with this stuff, being young or even in the middle of their life. When you get old, hey, you're old. At least there's a reason. Things are wearing down and etc. But getting the young people, boy, it's just a crying shame. People that are so bright and happy and cheerful, and they seem to have such a wonderful glow, and you can only wonder that they have bad things, going on inside their body. And especially when you can't see what's going on inside somebody, like with me, it makes it even harder because I'm walking around, unlike a lot of these folks, pretty much normal looking, quote, air quotes. And, that you can't see what's going on inside my head or inside my body, It's another thing when you're walking on leaning over or things are growing out of your body or whatever. I don't have any of those issues. So, but I do wanted to take a few moments and bring up our favorite. Let me see if I can find him here. Is AiG, who founded by Ken Ham and seems to be having all kind of problems going on over there, which really breaks my heart. Many of you followed along with the Martin Isles debacle where he was going to take over as number 2. And then we thought at first, maybe Martin is that big of a jerk that he can't work and play well with others. And now it seems according to Dr. Joel, and a lot of you got the link, and I put it on my page as well. Dr. Joel likes to follow Ken Ham too, and AiG, and it seems like maybe Ken Ham is that big of a jerk that he didn't like having the number 2 telling him how things are going to be, even when he takes over. And maybe, or maybe there's a combination of, that is why Martin Isles was in and out as number 2. There is no number 2. And we, or at least some of us, thought that Bodie Hodge would be one of the top picks, or at least the guy up in Canada as a number 2 in Answers in Genesis, and they don't seem to be on the list either. So he didn't make a lot of people in-house happy, as so much that Bodie Hodge isn't really doing anything at Answers in Genesis. At Answers in Genesis. See, I'm always worried I'm mixing you guys up, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
Got to stop and think. It is Answers in Genesis. Okay. There's some problems going on over there, and maybe things aren't as swimmingly as they lead on in their videos.
Right.
These folks need to understand. These people, founding ministries and things like that. That the ministry is probably going to die or be severely curtailed after you're gone, because the Holy Spirit really isn't leading things. It's just egos and narcissism, and you can't get along. But the reason why Ken Ham can't find an adequate leader to continue is because of Ken Ham.
Right.
Yeah,
that's true of any charismatic leader that founds a religious organization.
He doesn't seem to be the sweetheart behind the scenes that he puts on to be. The lovable grandpa image that he has. Now, I'm not saying that I know, because I don't know. It just seems, you look for a common denominator. And it seems like maybe Ken Ham is that big a jerk that even though he wanted to retire, he just can't, Yeah. So, but he has taken a shine to folks like Rocket Rob here. And Georgia is still around, even though she doesn't seem to be picked for a number 2 either. And some other folks that have...
she is a female, and that's a problem for a lot of...
Yes, that is a problem. And they've hired the forensics lady, and she's been doing a bunch of videos.
Oh, they fired... the forensics lady? Really?
Yeah.
And they quit the news. They stopped the news show, right? The
news show is done and over with. One of the big reasons I started watching was in seeing that these guys were online, even though I knew of Ken Ham, was watching the shows. And it's also, as long as I've been following Paulogia, because I saw the first Paulogia show, and I've been a Paulogia fan ever since. So
he was
that was kind of neat. So he was there, and he's got a picture somewhere with Ken Ham too. Before Ken Ham found out who he was, just like our dead friend of the channel Dan is. And
one time my great nieces were in the audience, but that was for a homeschooling thing.
Yeah, and they also, something else that's concerning is Ken Ham had expanded his school to K through 12 this year in his new building that he spent $12 million on, I believe. Yeah. And that's Bodie's wife. That's how he's the son-in-law, and he's on the out, even though she's running the school. So it's very odd what's going on over there. But Rocket Rob has been doing now. We call him Rocket Rob. He calls himself Rocket Rob, so it's okay to call him this. And I even put him in the thumbnail, little Rocket Rob up in the corner there. And Rocket Rob's been doing a lot of the videos for him. And because he worked at NASA, he surely knows everything about everything, right?
I just call him Dumb Rob. Dumb Rob.
I don't have any problem with anybody working for NASA or trying to find out things or that. But you'll see in this video how he pretty much badmouths science and
Yeah, it's a straight shot from being a rocket engineer dude to being a geologist and a paleontologist and a
Yeah.
biologist. It's
Molecular
just
biologist. Yeah.
So I thought we would take for Halloween and for Ken Ham and Rocket Rob and just everything and the great amusement that I have had lately with him not be able to keep staff and people coming in and out, and hey, it's great. So just unplugging some Halloween stuff. It's 10 o'clock here. It's 10 o'clock here too. I want to get an early start. I wanted to get something out before Halloween, but you know what? I'm gonna right now, and it's still Halloween. So we are going to cover some Halloween. And if you're on at the Grassman Chronicles or at the Captive Desk, all are welcome. Please try to like both channels if you can at all. Spread them around, you know, all those good kind of things. Leave a like, leave a share, leave a comment. All those things are appreciated. I do, for those of you that don't know, the Grassman Chronicles is primarily cryptids, the ghost stories, things like that. Everything else is always covered at the Grassman Chronicles or at the Captive Desk, which is my main channel. The Grassman Chronicles was primarily a monthly show on specifically cryptids and ghosts and stuff. And I do have one ready. I have been promising y'all is coming together. I've got some photos and notes and everything. I just got to do a little fine tuning. And that will be coming out soon. And it's on the Ohio cryptid called the Loveland Frog. Apparently we have a giant frog in Ohio too. One of them has been taken out, but there's still some running around. So even though a cop supposedly took one out,
Giant frog?
A giant frog. There was 3 of them. So if you take out one, that still leaves 2, right? So we still might have 2 giant frogs running around. So we'll find out. And I know Tilting Windmill is looking forward to the Loveland Frog. Yes, he is. There's Tilting Windmill right there. He's on it.
Are they like the size of a cow?
Frog.
Are they cow sized?
2.5, 3 feet tall. A bipedal frog, and it's been known to have a magic wand. So,
oh my god!
Might be doing some freaky deaky things.
I want one.
Sounds like an escapee from the Warner Brothers lot or something, because it reminds me of that dancing frog cartoon.
It could be.
It just occurred to me, like, if I got that for my cats to play with, you know, his tongue would pop out and he'd fucking snap my cat up and eat him.
I also know StreamYard's been adding a lot of goodies lately, so you might see us using some more of the goodies. They've got different fonts and different sizes for the chat, which is on the screen, as you can see, is a different size. They've got small, medium, large. They've got small, medium, and large text.
Really?
They've got
Cool.
You can switch from public to private to bring members only in on your streams, and they've got a couple other things. So everybody was upset with StreamYard raising their rates, but it does seem they are giving some extra tools back for the cost. So I'm not going to get involved in what you use or what software you use. That's okay. Hello, Ed. How you doing? This is a switch. I am done streaming, and Captive has just started. Yeah. If you don't know, Ed, somebody got in a scrap today and shot the other dude in the leg and couldn't help himself. So he had to pull a bullet through my living room, through my new TV, just totally ruined my day when I was supposedly literally on the phone. I shouldn't say supposedly. I literally was on the phone saying, I'm going to try and stream by 6 o'clock before anybody else gets on, before Ed. I was going to even try to beat Ed on today. And it didn't work out that way. I had detectives in my living room taking pictures of a bullet hole at 8 o'clock. So, yeah, very strange day. I did have a good day at chemo, though, and I will be doing an update on that. I don't have a camera running tonight because I also lost a crown today. So they've got to send my partial out, get me another crown made, and it takes like 3 business days, which doesn't count weekend days. So next week, Dave's smile should be back, and my hair doesn't look too great because I've lost a couple clumps of hair from having radiation shot through my brain, but I am feeling good. So we're going to go with that, and we're going to see somebody who isn't feeling so good about himself, working for one of apparently the worst employers in Ohio. Well, he's in Kentucky. Okay. One of the worst employers in Kentucky, and has been confirmed that he does not pay well for you. If somebody's going to pay me, and I think Mike's agreed too, we'll go to this agency and we'll take a fat paycheck and we'll convert and everything else, right? But Ken Ham gets these people to do it for cheap. So it's really amazing what he's got going on there. Anyway, it's got to be charisma or something. They really, really think it's for Jesus. I used to think it was everybody has their price, right? But apparently that's not what's going on at Answers in Genesis.
So they're all bent out of shape about Halloween. I never understood that. I mean, what is the problem?
Every year, well, they have problems with every holiday.
They freak the kids out. They just freak the little kids out. The little kids just want candy. I mean, there's nothing. They're not out there worshiping Satan. Little kids don't do that. Yeah, It's just like, Jesus Christ.
My grandsons, they dressed as their favorite Pokemon today, and
cool.
Fundamentalists even think Pokemon are demonic.
Oh yeah,
it's like you can't win.
Oh, you can't win if you dress up as a priest or a nun or any of those things. There's nothing, John Hudson has a friend that says, "Dude, I will send you my homemade." Oh, okay. I have hair growing on my palm from application. Okay, I read that wrong.
Oh, John, come on. Come on. You know the real reason why you get hair on your palm.
For some reason, I believe every word you have to say. So we're going to listen to Rocket Rob here before it gets 1 minute later, closer to midnight. So let's hear what Rocket Rob has in this. I think it's a half-hour video. And he's going to tell us all the terrible things about Halloween. And I agree with everybody else. Dress up, have fun. I mean, how many days of the year can adults put on a costume and eat candy? And take your kids out and have them get some candy too. And then you all sit around and have sugar fits all night long, right?
Yep.
So we'll have a listen to what he's got to say.
Halloween. Some people hear that word, they get excited. They think of pumpkins, candy, costumes, and fun.
I do. Yep.
Now, did you hear that?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Nobody's got no problem with it. And that's what almost everybody but you sees in Halloween,
Yeah, what happens to him? Does a little Willie get confused?
Hey, and the younger we are, and if you wind the clock back, you're going to find more of a religious country, right? Good or bad, whatever it is, whatever the religion is, it seems that we celebrated Halloween even when we were more religious.
Exactly. When I was pastoring way out in the middle of bumfuck Oklahoma back in the 90s, these elderly ladies would tell me stories about how they would just be really elaborate. These are church leaders, and they would dig holes in the ground and pretend to be bodies rising out of the grave.
They sure did.
Hands and everything, and they really got into it. And there were so demonic possessed old ladies out there. They were just having fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
It just occurred to me that if I dressed up this year, I would have went as an ICE agent. But can you imagine you're walking up to the door, all of a sudden the lights go out, the curtains come down, everybody.
I saw a great one where they did a porta potty costume. Did you see that one?
Oh no, neat. But I don't think dressing up as an ICE agent would be a good idea.
No,
I think they'd shut their lights off.
And the creativity really comes out for some of these people. And with me and my brother, we got a lot of homemade. My mother and grandmother sewed, so we had a lot of homemade, great clown outfits and witch outfits and what have you. The sewing people would know. You buy the patterns, right? So they would go at Halloween time. And clown, whatever they had, they would lay the patterns out and they would sew it. And we had greatest, and this was in the day when costumes would last for more than one season. Wasn't just those paper things, right?
We got those 69-cent plastic masks with the elastic on it from the IGA store.
Yeah.
And And then I walked up to this one lady's house once, and she grabs my mask and pulls it. It's like, oh, Ricky Helgeson, and she busted my mask. I'll never forget that. My resentment still exists today. And she broke my mask. My mom spent all of 79 cents on our Halloween costumes. But I got 79 cents back then was a lot. Before the dinosaurs, 79 cents was like $15 million back then. So
that's like when they're making fun of Austin Powers and Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil making fun of the Austin Powers movie when he demands $1 million. And it's like, $1 million these days ain't a whole lot of money, dude.
Not that much, right?
Well, let's see what else so far we're in agreement that they did a lot of fun things. So why don't you want fun things, Rocket Rob?
Others hear it and they cringe. They think of witches, ghosts, skeletons, death, and darkness. Should we?
No.
Death and darkness?
We don't think, we laugh at these things.
Okay, I was with him until Death and Darkness. It's like, what?
You like how he slipped that in? Well, has he ever seen these movies? The movie with the witches is a funny movie. The other things he's showing there, I didn't write them all down, but they're funny things. And then he just slips in Death and Darkness. And you go to church on Sunday and you tell me they don't talk about death and darkness. Right. At these fundamentalist places, right? That's what it's all about. Death and darkness.
What starts tomorrow on November 1st in Mexico is the Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, and they dress up so similar to what people do with Halloween, yet it is a dignified and positive experience. It's an honoring of those that have gone on before you, and it's just the attitude you choose to have about the thing, kind of like the attitude people choose to have about death. Avoid it through mythology and fantasy, and think about heaven, or deal with the fact that this is the life you have, and make the best of it. It's a choice. Well, and these fundamentalists are choosing to go the negative route.
Being a former wannabe pastor, whatever you were there, Mike or Scott, I have to ask, isn't that the end game? Aren't you supposed to be overjoyed that the person that sat next to you in the pews all these years, as your peer, is now going to the happy place? Shouldn't this be a good day?
Well, it's hard to overcome the fact that we, as true animals, bond with people and we suffer loss. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And fantasizing about streets of gold and being able to eat what you want and not get fat, which is what a lot of people reduce heaven to, doesn't deal with the loss. And I think it's much better to help people deal with loss and understand the reality of death, and making better time with more people, or maybe better time with fewer people in your life. Just depends on what you need to have a fulfilling and thoughtful life.
If I went to heaven, I'd live inside of a giant peanut butter cup.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And then I just carve a new hallway every day and eat that, and that'd be awesome.
Like Kat Kerr says, it's heaven, right?
Heaven.
I mean, why wouldn't Superman be flying around? And it's heaven. I mean, how are you supposed to redefine heaven to be, Scott, I think, brought it up, miserable and everything. And shouldn't you be happy? I mean, I at least understand when they do the New Orleans thing, where they have the trombone and everything, and do the Mardi Gras thing and dancing around. And hey, we're celebrating this person's passing to the great place. It's heaven, right? Instead, they seem just as bummed as, I don't want to say anyone else, but let's say as a run-of-the-mill average non-believer would be upset. Hey, my life's almost over, because I went through it. I went through feeling sorry for myself, and I went through why aren't believers excited about going? And why do we keep on trying to go? And why have we, tripled lifespans or something? Because we like having fun. Okay. It's got nothing to do whether you go to church or not, because whether you go to church or not doesn't seem to change the fact of you having fun or not. Right. And if going to church is fun for you, well, going to church is fun for you. It's your life, right? But you are having fun. I don't think it's as miserable as now some of these monks and stuff flog themselves or whatever. Yeah, but other than that, even religious people are having fun. So, I mean, we really got to get off this fun thing.
Let him roll for a while here. He
You're
really
pulling up the chat? Okay. Yeah, I've seen the video,
like,
so.
oh my God.
Well, I won't hold you in suspense.
We, as Bible-believing Christians, involve ourselves in Halloween.
Now, here's the big question. As Bible-believing Christians, should we celebrate Halloween? Now, he's not saying, anything or not. It's, take away the fun. Now, I can guarantee you, when Rob was a little kid, he ate a bag of candy. And now he's telling his own kids, you can't have a bag of candy. Now, a bag of candy is not good for you. I mean, a couple pieces a day.
What they do is have fall festivals and trunk or treat events at their churches. And they do wear costumes sometimes, but it can't be of certain types. It has to be, I guess wholesome. Maybe a Bible character, maybe a cartoon character or something. But no, you can't dress as a skeleton.
Did you say trump or treat?
Trunk or treat.
Or treat.
What?
It's where it's like trick or treating, but it's in a parking lot.
You fill the trunk of your car with candy and goodies.
Oh, trunk. I thought you said Trump.
No,
Trump
no trunk.
or treat. Trump or treat.
Same thing, dirty and dark and
Dirty, dark.
That's what last year's election was. Trump or treat.
Hello, BS. Good to see you.
Isn't that an awesome thing to call the 2024 election Trump or treat?
Yeah. Geo dropping in too. Good to see you, Geo. Hi, Geo. And if I didn't say hey to anybody I missed here, a lot of people dropping in. Hello, everybody, and happy Halloween.
But okay. That's a picture that he has on the screen. Is that his? Did he put that up there?
He stole a whole bunch of stuff for just the first few minutes of this thing.
So what a hypocrite. He's celebrating Halloween by putting these pictures up, right?
Yeah. Taking advantage of the internet's Halloween access and AI and everything.
Oh my God. And then there's
some of the cartoons and stuff. And
burning buildings.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to look at Halloween from a biblical perspective. In other words, how should we as Christians understand it? How do we view this using the lens of Scripture? We're going to trace its history, uncover its pagan roots, and most importantly, see what God's Word says. By the way, Christians love stealing other people's holidays because they want to have fun. They just don't want anybody else to have fun.
Does it mention Halloween in Romans, or is it is it in the Old Testament?
Pretty much every culture has equinox holidays, spring, summer. They mention that in the
Bible. They talk about that in the Bible.
Well, it's well addressed by scholars that Jesus, according to the Bible, when the cattle are in the field and things they are in the fields and everything, that Jesus wasn't born in December. Yet they seem to celebrate his day on December because everybody was gathered around and trying to have a good time in the middle of winter, and the Christians couldn't stand it, so they had to take Christmas for their own. Even though their own scholars will agree Jesus probably wasn't born by the story in middle of wintertime. So, and hello, Jen, trunk or treat. With a station wagon full of toothbrushes and Chick Tracks. That takes away from it.
Chick Tracks are a form of abuse.
If you don't know, Ray Comfort has made millions of dollars from selling those things. Mostly the fake dollar bill ones that piss off waitresses every day, and especially on holidays. You can thank Ray Comfort for that.
Okay, we have a question. We have a question there by John Hudson. A very good question. What's a Chick Track?
They're Bible tracts that are printed on a piece of paper that are often gotchas. Like it'll look like a dollar folded up, and I found a dollar laying on the sidewalk, and you pick it up and you unfold it, and it's like a Mad magazine, if you remember those. But on the back side, it's a Bible verse, and it's a gotcha thing. I got you to read a Bible verse when you didn't want to.
It takes it takes the thing like that. Who's that dude we did a few times? That was one of those King James only persons. It's kind of that extreme twisted theology put into a comic book form and drawn like you said, a satire like from like Mad Magazine or something.
Yeah. And they're just horrible. They're just
it goes from there to remember what was his name? Bazooka Joe had his own cartoon series in the gum wrappers. It kind of follows along with that too. So they stole the fun out of getting anything in a pack of gum, to finding a dollar on the street, to waitresses thinking they got a $500 tip or something, and you unfold it and it's not actually, I don't know, a large denominator, $100.
They're still selling these things.
But and Ray was selling them at coronations, at different things. The British had the British, whatever the British pound or whatever it is. Thinking that these people are, hey, wow, I'm having a good day. I found, $500 or $100 or whatever they may have made these things out to be. But yeah, they're like Mad Magazine. It looks like $500 when you fold them corner to corner. And so isn't it duplicating the dollar unlawful? Yes, John, he rides that line, and he was threatened with being arrested in England. So I don't think, I don't remember for sure, but I think it put a dark cloud around his track giving out. But he makes about, on the average, $1 to $3 million a year selling these Bible tracts, which are basically Christian cartoons. And then they take it further. They have their own Christian cartoons even. So if you want to go that route, you can even go that much. And yeah, the way I understand it, even these artists that sketch stuff on money or coins or something are pushing the line of you're not supposed to do that. So.
My God, it's chick.com. They say that witnessing has never been so easy with Chick tracts. I mean, you can use these and you can convert people left and right. When you read these things, you got to look at them because they are so fucked up. I mean, you look at them and you think you want to have the author immediately get on some meds or see a psychiatrist. I mean, they're just really weird and dark. They're just odd. So
that's their whole thing is they make some money off of it. They think you found some money off of it, and they get to put Bible verses, and they get to have their own superheroes or whatever have you that are saying Bible verses, and that's how they're pushing the word out there to especially young people, because most of these things are. And we should do a Chick tract episode. Well, we'll put that down, BS. Maybe Saturday Night the Atheist should look at the Chick tracts and save those for a future reference there, Mike, and we'll take a look. Maybe if I'm not feeling good, you could host a show on Chick tracts.
Oh yeah, we should. It's just, oh my God, the examples, you got to look it up. They're so weird and dark. There's something seriously wrong with these people.
Tilting got fooled by a fake $20 bill about a year ago. So, they're still out there. And if you don't know who Ray Comfort is, a lot of people think of him about the Banana Man. He's the guy that says the banana was made by God, so there must be a God. He makes most of his money by leaving fake 20s on as a tip. So if there's any reason to not like Ray Comfort, him being an idiot and trying to debunk biology is way down on the list. He's one of those guys that tells you to pray things away that I'm going to the doctor for. Yet when Ray was sick and had a stone, I believe in his kidney or something, there he was with a big stupid smile on his face from the hospital bed, because he knows no matter how much he tells other people to pray, nothing's going to force that stone down the tubing and in your junk. No matter how much you pray, you know what's going to work? Going to the hospital. Ain't that right, Ray? That's how you're feeling better, and you're probably still alive, unfortunately today. Yeah, that's how he makes his money. So just keep that in mind next time you see one of those things. Ray probably printed it up, and his brother-in-law or his son-in-law is one of his biggest co-workers. And so you know the money's all staying in the family.
Wonder why orange is the color of modern day Halloween? Well, it's because pumpkins are orange.
Yeah, and you know why I like orange, Robert Rock?
There's some rocket science shit right there. Right, yeah.
It may be pumpkins are orange, okay. And you know what else is? Monks wear a lot of orange because it's a peaceful color. So I adopted the orange because it's peaceful and had nothing to do with the fall. So take that stupid look. Yeah, and these people with the stupid look, do arrogant people all go to the stupid look classes together? Because he's got it right there.
Yeah. and I mean, oh man, rocket scientist.
Pretty much it. Of course, there's also the color of bonfires, autumn leaves, and autumn harvest, but it's mainly because of pumpkins. It actually took me a while to figure that one out. It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it's embarrassing because you call yourself Rocket Rob, right?
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing.
I never doubted it was about the pumpkins and the fall leaves, you know.
And who really gives a crap? You can like any color you damn well please. I happen to have chosen orange. I like black, which I know is the absence color, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, give it a rest. A lot of my shirts are black, especially my Bigfoot ones. But I do like other colors. And I do like green, or I do like orange. I do like green. I do like blue. But the orange throws me back to what the monks usually wear is an orange or a mixture of orange and white and reds. And it's kind of a mellow color to me. So a color, you know, it can mean its own thing to you too. And not everything has to mean what somebody else means it to mean or tells you how it should mean, okay? If you like orange because of whatever reason that doesn't have anything to do with pumpkins, that's okay too. Because that's why I like it.
Anyways, let's carve out some time to talk about modern day Halloween. See what I did there, Adam? We see it in schools.
Yeah, and he's tried to take over his Bodie with the pun thing, and good luck with that. It was never funny when Bodie did it.
Neighborhoods, workplaces, grocery stores, and many Christians, they wrestle with how to approach it, and it can be a very hot topic in some churches today. You know, for some, it's just a fun time to dress up, get some candy. For others, it can be just...
And he's saying it again, Mike. Yeah. It's just a fun day, and Scott too. It's just a fun day for people to dress up and get candy. Why can't you just let it go there? You have to add dark and evil.
You got to get the Bible out and hit your kids over the head with it because they may have some. I guess so. Yeah, if they have fun. Up. Oh my God, what if they have fun?
I don't know if you have Canada. Does Canada have Halloween? Whether you do or not, elbows up, Ollie, up there in the Great White North. I know some places do Halloween, some don't. Either way, but we are telling everybody Happy Halloween. And while we still have, an hour and a half left, we are watching some Why Celebrate Halloween, You Terrible People. And I'm not Canada has Halloween, of course. Okay. Happy Halloween then, Ollie. We like Halloween. We don't have a lot of kids in the neighborhood. I was telling the doctor earlier, the nurses earlier, that we're in one of those neighborhoods when my kid was little, there was a lot of kids. When I had my second kid, those little kids had grown up to be older kids, and we kind of missed the generational thing. So some neighborhoods go through that where, people get old, and you get old, you don't do Halloween like you did when you were younger. When I was younger, I had the audio going, I had the stereo in the windows. We had all the decorations. My kids went trick-or-treating. We had bowls of candy. We said hi to all the kids. The last few years, we had trick-or-treat. Nobody came. Actually, literally, nobody came. So just one of those times.
Yeah, I quit because of that. I sat up there for 2 hours and not a person walked on the... Everybody on our street has their lights off, and we were the only ones, and we never got any one year we got 27. That was the highest we got, and then they just sort of trickled out after that and quit coming. I was going to get a white van and put my candy in there and go around and hand it out to kids, but my sons wouldn't let me for some reason.
We were even one of the cool houses that would buy the full size ones, and or give you 2 or whatever.
We bought. Okay, we bought
nobody
2
around anymore. Yeah,
we bought 2 tote boxes from a grocery store full of candy, about $200 worth, and we had this huge mixing bowl, and we would fill it up for one bag, one kid, right?
Yeah,
and we'd hand that out. And we had some regulars come back for a while, and then they just trickled out. It's like they got their whole bag filled if they came down to our house.
I was talking to a high school buddy, and he said he's in one of those neighborhoods. He was in a lot bigger. I live on a short street with a cul-de-sac. There's hardly any houses, right?
Yeah.
But I lived on a buddy that lived on one of those endless streets, and he in the old neighborhood. And same thing with him. He said when his older boys, he had plenty to do trick-or-treating, kids are around. But by the younger ones, that generation thing had kicked in. So there's so many things that play into it. And then, the silly stories about check your kids' bags. And there's never been a bag problem, until people made one. So
we spent so much time setting up for it and then just get a few kids. But I had my Cadillac. My Cadillac, it's one of those old ones that are really long and it looks like a hearse. And I had a skeleton in there with a ripped up denim jacket on, and he was like looking, and he was sitting at the driver's seat. And then when the kids would walk by, I had automatic start on that Cadillac. So I started up, and boy, and this one guy whipped around. He gave me that, that thing where you point at your eyes. It's like, I'm watching you.
Did you see the video with the wild animals? Cool. No. There was a video out for Halloween where, the motion activated critters they have for Halloween decorations,
Oh, rabbit raccoon. That would be a great one.
They had raccoons putting up their dukes and knocking over the scarecrow or whatever it was.
Oh, cool.
The demons, the pumpkins, whatever they are, that were motion activated. Usually late at night, obviously when the trick-or-treaters were gone and nobody was home, apparently, there was still some things laying around, and the animals, including the bears, that went right back on his butt, scared out of his mind. We're trying to take the last of the snacks, and these motion-activated things, skulls, whatever they were going up. And it's a good laugh. Go looking for them later. They're a good laugh, especially when the bear just sits right back on his butt, like, "Oh, you got me."
Straight up creepy and weird, and they stay away from it completely. But you know who really loves Halloween? Stores do. In fact, it rivals Christmas in terms of sales. We're talking about billions of dollars.
Are the stores all evil, Rocket Rob? No, they're just trying to make a butt, and it's working, isn't it?
That these stores are bringing in. In fact, some households will spend literally hundreds of dollars on things like costumes for.
Yeah, because it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to get your kid's favorite. It's like Christmas. It costs a lot of money to find your kid's favorite outfit, favorite candies. Are you going to buy full-size candies? Are you going to be like Mike there and order, nice bunch of candies for kids that don't seem to appreciate them much? And how you doing, Skeptic Philosophy? Good to see you. Sure, I can see where the tally would add up, where you lived in a well-to-do neighborhood where all the kids were at the right age, and you had parents involved too that are also dressing up. You can run a tally up really quick, and there are a lot of recipes that go with Halloween candies and recipes for Halloween cookies and cakes and pies and everything, and it kind of rolls into Thanksgiving feasting and stuff like that too. It's a time of year to put on a few extra pounds to get through winter. You got to forget, we don't think about it nowadays, but people used to. You put on a couple pounds for winter, helps you get through, survive, things like that. They aren't seeing it. But I'll give you that one, Rob. The stores are making a lot of money. Well, what are stores to, how dare they? All right. What, are they in business to make a profit or something? I mean, come on. What do you want from a store? Rabid Atheist has worked in retail. He says, I work at Walmart. Halloween goes between the second to fourth money-making holiday for us. Depends on the year. Christmas is still number one. Again, yeah, but how dare these stores out to make a profit? Oh, well, gee whiz. Everything's just shattered. The illusion is just shattered, Ed. First, you shattered my Ed. I gotta pull this back up. Ed, you dirty rotten you know. You used to be a preacher and you sold me on Jesus. And then you were selling me that retail stores want to make some kind of a profit. I mean, what are these places doing, Ed? I mean, come on.
But you
Love
know,
you, Ed. Hope you're having a good season.
what other occasions do you get to really go all out for a fun, creative costume? You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's great to be creative and to, you know, to dress as something ironic or just go all out in detail and be just as much like, you know, Darth Vader or Chewbacca as you can be with your own, you know, homemade costume. That's an event. And it does cost money. It does cost money to have elaborate costumes. But when do we get to do that? Costume parties aren't the biggest deal in the world, you know. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Everybody got a costume party, you know.
Yeah, kids can have tea time with the Queen at any time, you know, and we think it's all keen and neat. But yeah, how often does the rabid atheist get to dress up as Fang the Rabbit and ask for people for candy? Not every day of the year is a good day to do that. You probably get put in another kind of an outfit and out of a job and everything else if you were doing that. But on Halloween, we can get away with it. It's the day where adults get to be a kid again too, and I think that really bothers at AIG too, is that these adults are having fun too. I mean, forget the kids. Now the adults are having fun. Oh, no.
We're going to get to the arson here pretty quick, though.
Okay.
If we roll a little bit further.
Okay, let's see
that's
here.
a big problem. Yeah.
Dressing up, candy for trick-or-treating, and decorations. One statistic I saw said that over 70% of Americans, they celebrate Halloween, which means a lot of Christians likely do as well. But you know who really does not like Halloween? Police departments, fire departments, and insurance companies. They don't like it.
Really?
On Halloween night, there are all sorts of dangers. There's arson, which is...
Really?
I've heard about this before.
Really?
That all cannibalism and the cultism and all this garbage. I've looked it up before.
This looks like
people.
Portland. This looks just like Portland.
We're terrible people, and somebody shot my TV today, and it's Halloween. But you know what? Somebody else is going to shoot somebody's TV next week, and it's not going to be Halloween.
It's not going to be Halloween, yeah.
And I've looked it up before.
It's going to be Tuesday.
Some of the numbers are just people that were drunk and stupid, and yes, they did it because it was a holiday. Yes, there's always going to be idiots that do things just because it's a day. But the way he's making it sound like Halloween is all that bad, it is not true.
Stupid. So if we had a party celebrating something next week or the week after, if somebody could get shot because somebody's going to get drunk when you get together with people and have alcohol.
And, weather has a big part to do with it, too. If it's nice out, people are outside. Guess what? When you put a bunch of people outside, you're going to have some people with some problems or some people that take advantage of, well, hey, everybody's down the street. Let's rob this house, right? When it's not so nice out, everybody's at home watching their stuff, right? So you have less of those kind of crimes. It's very funny when anybody uses these. And there is some percentage one way or another to point things out. But in previous years where, again, it was nice weather or, whatever cough and sneeze on somebody was going around, or there's so many things involved in these kind of numbers that most of the people that are taking advantage of Halloween is not a problem that the police and the insurance companies are just banking on, to happen every year. No, you're not going to scare me or any rational, reasonable person who would actually look up these numbers to find out people can be crappy any day of the year and people can be nice and helpful any day of the year. It can be a snowing, half raining, half fog, whatever day, worst kind of weather you can want to imagine. And there will still be somebody that helps an old lady with a flat tire. These things just happen. So either side of the coin, no, Rocket Rob, you're not showing me to be all that brilliant. And I know you're just reading this from a piece that Ken Ham did, because as we were talking earlier, one thing that has surfaced a lot lately is Ken Ham's vlogs and blogs and his little videos about what's good and bad and everything, because he doesn't like when anybody else has an opinion. And almost word for word, everybody that works at AIG will repeat Ken Ham when they're doing these videos, including this one, where he's using a lot of Ken Ham's own wording.
Really rampant in big cities. Vandalism, there's destruction of property, there's a large rise in occult activity. Also, crime rates generally spike on Halloween as compared to other consumer holidays. But you know what? Halloween is here. It's in our backyard this day, so we have to deal with it. And the way we deal with it is by thinking biblically. So
you deal with Halloween by thinking biblically. Okay, well, first of all, Rocker Rob, most of the world that celebrates Halloween is also not Christian. There are non-Christian people. There are non-Christian holidays. People celebrate holidays because they're having fun, Rob. That's why. They're not looking to the Bible. You're looking to the Bible to make a video for Ken Ham. But I can guarantee you haven't always. Your peers haven't always. Your friends and family haven't always. Your neighbors haven't always. He's going to mention his neighbors too. No. We're just not buying the crap that comes out of Ken Ham's mouth, who I know through Dr. Joel, I believe, bought his whole family houses. What holiday was that, Ken Ham? You know, I want to get in on that holiday where you buy me a new house. Oh, that only goes for your family members, so you can bury too much money that's in the bank? Oh, yeah, sure, that's fine for you and yours, right? So everybody got a new house out of it, right? Yeah, okay. Scott's taking his mud outside, but Scott will be back. Okay.
No, I took him out, brought him back, and then I made a comment since then. So,
okay, I just saw the thing that I'm a one-man show here, folks. So it takes a lot to look all around the screen. So sometimes I don't always see things really quick. My neighbors rock. Don't know a fucking one of them. Now, I've had those days. Like I said, I had some problems with my neighbors, but I felt bad for the grandkids that had to deal with all the fuzz around day, just ruining the buzz of Halloween. You know, I was a kid once. I dressed up. We lived in a great neighborhood. Almost every house gave out some, and we even liked the house that gave out apples because they were awesome fucking apples.
back in the day when apples used to be good.
They were good apples. We didn't throw them out of the bag like they do now. You know, crappy apples.
Great source of free razor blades.
Yeah, the popcorn balls. Everything was good. I mean, we never tossed anything.
Oh yeah, the caramel popcorn balls. Oh yeah, just great, just great.
People that took their time to homemade the apples or the cookies or the decorating whatever kind of treats. Hey, we didn't care. We were getting so much stuff. People were so great. The houses were decorated. The people were in costumes. We had pillowcases you could throw over somebody, really hurt them. I don't want to say the bad word, but you could really hurt them with that size of pillow sack we had.
There was the occasional guy who would throw like dimes in our bag, you know, to.
Oh yeah.
Give it, you know, hey, it's a dime. It's a dime I didn't have before.
Dude, yeah, he wouldn't have his money, and he'd dip into his coin bag. What do you call it? Coffee tin. And yeah, here's some change for you. Here's some change for you. Hey, we're gonna go hit the corner store. Thank you, dude. You know, we didn't have a problem with people. We really didn't. I don't know where these stories ever came from that we did, but we didn't. We were appreciative.
What I want to do is I want to start looking at things from a biblical worldview, standing on the Bible as the authority in every single area. As with anything in our culture, we got to think biblically about this issue. We can't just add the Bible to our thinking. We must begin our thinking on it. Let's warm up with a fun test, kind of as a primer for this talk. Take a look at this picture. Tell me what's biblically wrong with this picture, right? Remember to think biblically here. Well, the correct answer is the order is wrong. Number 1 should be pumpkin. Number 2 should be moon. Number 3 should be bat. Number 4 should be cat. Think of the order in which God made things during creation week. Plants on day 3, moon on day 4.
What is he? What is the diagram he's showing?
Because of the way they have things, somehow it's not the way God created things.
Are they talking about the order that they were created in?
Look at this picture. Tell me what's biblically wrong.
Okay,
What's
hold on.
biblically wrong with
after
this picture?
Eden? Okay, after Eden. After Eden.
Yeah, and notice these are all from Ken Ham's books. Just saying.
Okay.
It's being fed to him.
What's the point? What?
They every year they put out videos about Halloween, and Answers News 9 years, so 10 years, give or take. For 10 years they've been doing this,
but
and
who
they
picked
do it
the
at
order?
every holiday.
Who picked the order on this?
Ken Ham.
Okay, so the moon was created first, then the bat, then the cat, then the pumpkin.
Well, no. Let me see.
It's
I
just
thought he's
another
saying, "What's
question.
wrong with it?" Oh, I get it.
What's biblically wrong? Okay.
Okay, this is a test for. This is an IQ
Yeah.
test for like presidents and people. Okay, and
Is it a
believers.
cow? Is it a cow, Mike?
It's an
Do you see a
I
cow?
think on the lower left. Yeah, that's a cow. I know
Hello.
cows, man.
Hello, Ryan. Good to see you. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, you tried to
And
fool me. You
if I
thought
didn't
was
say
gonna
Happy
upper
Halloween
right.
to Skeptic Philosophy, Happy Halloween to you. Tori's in here as well.
Okay, so let's see where he's going with this. What the fuck?
With this picture, right? Remember to think biblically here. Well, the correct answer is the order is wrong. Number 1 should be pumpkin. Number 2 should be moon. Number 3 should be bat. Number 4 should be cat. Think of the order in which God made things during creation week. Plants on day 3, moon on day 4, make flying creatures on day 5, land animals on day 6. Some people might look at this. They might say, these are all bad Halloween things. These are pagan things that are off limits. We got to stay away from them. But here's the key. These were all...
You need to stay away from the moon on Halloween.
I got news for him. Bats are actually animals that exist out in the woods. They're not like some kind of pagan thing that we made up.
Bats are good. They pollinate. They eat mosquitoes. Bats are actually good.
Yeah. And pumpkins, actually, those are vegetables. They're not pagan.
Yeah. A guy just set a record for rowing his pumpkin. He entered it in one of those growing contests, and then he set a record for rowing it too. So I didn't see where any of those were so bad, and evil, and they're those pagans. What are they doing? I don't know. You got me too, Mike. So we'll see if you can have an answer.
So goddamn stupid. How did they get to the planet with us?
That's a granted.
all created by God. Originally very good, but we are in the sin, curse, and broken world, and these things have been hijacked by.
And this thing bothers me too. I have to say it. I know I could keep stopping the video, but what is very good to God is not very good to us. Answers in Genesis, Ken Ham, Rocket Rob. And when they overuse this thing about, oh, everything was perfect, it doesn't say creation was perfect. It says God saw it as very good. Now, if you are God and it's very good, that's like me mopping the floor and saying, I don't feel like mopping the whole floor. I'm not getting under the table. I'm not moving every chair. I just got the dirty spot by the doorway, under the garbage can. That's good enough. I'm God, So no,
you can always throw
perfection.
If it doesn't turn out right, you can always throw a whole bucket of water down there and flood the whole thing anyway.
Yeah, start over. You're God, or just snap your fingers. Don't do it at all. It's just clean. It's automatic, I wish they would. Well, they're never gonna. But if there was a fairness or justness out there for real, and I would say they would have to hang that up because it does not say perfection. Nowhere in the Bible does it say God made perfection. It over and over it says, where God messed up, where people are sinful and murderous and evil in their hearts and all these things. It doesn't say we're all that. And hello, Ember. Thank you for stopping by. Good evening, Ember. I checked in on y'all this morning, but the facility that I was at, as many facilities are, didn't pick you guys up without buffering. But usually I do try to catch Ember in the mornings, and I will in the future. But thanks for stopping by, Ember.
By pagans, unfortunately. Now, of course, there are certain elements in Halloween that do have pagan roots. There's jack-o'-lanterns, costumes, ghost stories, black cats crossing your path, even bobbing for apples. Did y'all know that bobbing for apples has a pagan history? It's really weird. By the way,
oh, what a terrible thing.
Speaking of weirdness, I was thinking about this. Halloween is the only day of the year where we tell kids to do the opposite of what we normally tell them to do. We tell them.
Yeah, see, and that's a good thing, kind of. It's a day where you can just let it hang out, as they would say. Let your hair down. Dress up as your brother, like Ryan did. Hello, Ryan. Good to see you. That was a great play on your Halloween costume there the other night. Really enjoyed it. Hey, Ember's in here to join us.
I'm looking for the pagan roots of bobbing for apples. Okay, it has roots. It has roots in older pagan or folk customs. Blah blah blah. Apples held a symbolic significance in Celtic and other pre-Christian. Whatever. Okay, let's see. Samhain.
Dave, how you doing?
How are they going to ruin bobbing for apples for me here? Let's see.
Everything is pagan if you go back far enough.
That's true.
Yeah,
hello, Ember. How you doing?
Hey, Ember. Hi.
Hello. I'm between a workout and a shower. Thought I'd drop by, say hello, and I do have a question for you, atheists. Do you deny the biological reality that bats is birds?
Yes. Apparently we do.
Yeah, I'm not going to fight with you tonight about that. I'll give you that one. Bats is birds. Bats is birds.
Hello, Andrew. How you doing? Yeah, we couldn't let this day go by, and appreciated your show with everybody dressed up. I was telling everybody I said the F word, and one of my front teeth flew out of my mouth and went across the bathroom. And Dave don't go on the camera with a big hole in his mouth, so Dave doesn't have his camera on tonight.
That. I don't have my teeth in right now either, which is one of the reasons I'm not on camera.
I know you went through a lot of teeth problems. That's one thing we have in common. The teeth problems do suck. So I'm going to have a new tooth on my partial coming up, hopefully next week, and it'll be taken care of. But
they used to bob for apples to find out who you're going to marry, what the future holds, I guess. So,
tarot is so much easier. It's just a card game.
Right, you don't get your face wet. Yeah.
Yeah. Like just throw down your arrangement of cards and then tell the other person go fish.
Right.
That too. I enjoyed that game, and I didn't get all wet either. So you might have some there.
How does bobbing for apples tell you anything about the future? I don't quite understand. I'd like to see this.
Don't bring it up with Ember here or any of us that have had a lot of teeth problems. Teeth are a terrible design, except in other animals. You know, in other animals, some of them have it made as far as teeth design go, and growing new limbs like the salamander does there. Things that were just too great and awesome to give to humans, because we're terrible at creation, made in the likeness of course. So God's really got to have some bad teeth. Maybe, there you go. That's why God told Ken.
His teeth.
Yeah, he can't regrow his teeth. He's got his teeth. He's so old now; they're all rotted out of his mouth. He can't possibly bob for apples. He can't enjoy sweets or anything else. We figured it out. See, and it's not even Saturday night at the Atheist, and we've solved this problem.
His whole damn body. Like, you know, back in the old days, 6,000 years ago, he wandered around. He played hide and seek with Adam and Eve and shit. And by the time we get to Moses' time, he's just an old fart, just passing wind all over the place. And now he's literally a fucking ghost.
We've got it solved. See, they say atheists are good for nothing. We have solved a lot of these riddles gathering together, usually on Saturday night, the atheists, but we're going to count this because it's almost Saturday and it's a holiday and it's my channel. So
let's see. Okay,
On the
God
Celtic
created.
calendar, today doesn't count as any day. It's not a day of the week. It's not a day of the year. It's a day outside of time.
Oh, see, there you go.
So it could be a Saturday. Who knows? We're
We
outside of time.
declare it
Also
solving
like us.
these problems of God that nobody has bothered to actually look into before, and we have done it at
I got
Saturday
one.
Night Atheists.
I got one we should look into. Okay, God created Adam and Eve in the garden naked, and put an apple tree there and a talking snake, and then he set up a video cam and watched them. I think charges are in order. I think we should investigate this.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about your visits with your best friend, the dentist. I'm on 2 generations. Well, actually, I started with a children's specialist. My parents always had insurance, so we went to the best dentist around. We went to a children's specialist. And then I went to father, and now I'm on the son, who is just getting another clinic, and I'm going to go see the new place when I go and see him on Monday.
The Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost?
I've asked him before, which one of these chairs has my name on it? You know, where you get the little plaque put on the bottom for so many dollars.
I know you bought a yacht by now.
Yeah, you know. Somebody's fat folder was sitting on the counter one day. And I said, is that my folder? And they said, no, Dave, there are people that come here that have fatter folders than you, believe it or not. I didn't believe it. But apparently there are some folks out there that have bad teeth. And you have my sympathy. And Ember, Ed, everybody, a lot of us have had teeth problems. And up until I had this recent health issue, that's really been one of my big things was my teeth. And I had a foot problem when I was a kid, I think. And other than that, you know, it was stuff like, you know, cuts and bruises and tonsils and, you know, stuff we used to take as part of being a kid. But no, I don't have them except for the teeth. And it seemed to run in the family because my mother, my father, my brother and I, we all had bad teeth. But I always joked around that, you know, at least they can fix them. I mean, you might not be able to afford it, but it is possible to fix them. A lot of things we can't fix.
Bones.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. I gotta go scoot so I can get unstinky and whatnot. So I will catch y'all later. Happy Hallowmas.
Yeah, happy Halloween, Ember.
Happy spooky.
Toodles.
Okay, Rob, what do you got next? See, you drew in Ember. Your vibes were so strong. You drew Ember in to drop us a comment. So you got to be doing something. I don't know if it's right or wrong or, well, it's wrong. We'll call it wrong. I do like the shirt though. I mean, I want an orange polo shirt now. Look into that.
Them to dress up like pagans, trying to scare people, send them out at nighttime to get candy from strangers. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, like sending your kids to be assaulted at church. And isn't that a little weird, Rob? And I'm sorry, but I'm going to bring it up. I would rather have my kid have rotten teeth than something else rotten, doing rotten things to them in a rotten building with a big cross on the top. Yeah, Rob, that's what bothers me. Okay.
I digress. Now, I've used this word pagan a few times now, but what exactly is paganism? How do we define what counts as a pagan religion? First, we need to take a step back. We need to look at the bigger picture here. You need to understand that we're in the culture today where there's a battle of 2 different religions. That's it, just 2. Even with the thousands of man-made religions that are out there, boil it all down, it's either God's word or man's word. Why? Because if it doesn't come from God, then one way or another it comes from the mind of man. And that is called humanism at its simplest. To those who reject God, they elevate man's word as ultimate, where man decides what is true. It's either God.
There it is.
Whoa.
Go ahead, Scott.
Oh.
Let it out.
You can have non-Christian religions that appeal to deities that are not human-centered, but you're supposed to serve these deities that demand from you and want your food and everything. So it's not the same as humanism. It's other gods.
Well, what is he saying? There's just humanism and Christianity. Those are the only two
it's not
things.
Christianity. It's just humanism. It's all the same.
That's his
The guy's an idiot.
shtick. It's
The guy's
black
a
and
freaking
white.
idiot. This guy's a rocket scientist.
Yeah, he's a rocket
Well,
scientist.
what he said, he's just repeating Ken Ham. Those are Ken Ham's, if you could, patented words.
And this thing about God's word, isn't he the one talking right now? So isn't he a man? And am I not listening to his words and his ideas? I don't think they often miss that very, very nuanced point that when they're up there blathering in front of you, they are men, and these are men's words, not God's words. So what the hell are we talking about?
And hey, Aunt Jer, good to see you. And Jasper, hello, hi. Jasper says hi to Dave and Scott and Ember and Mike and John and Tilted Windmill. He's just saying hello to everybody. And Ember was great to have us by. And we also had Geek Physique. I like that screen. That's a cool screen name. Geek Physique.
I'm really skeptical about somewhere in the Bible, God does a big, long treatment on Halloween and handing out candy and kids dressing up as Pokemon and Labubu. And I really don't think that happened. I think what I'm listening to man's words right now, not God's words.
Yeah. How far? 95 minutes. So you made it through what for? Well, I can't lose all of Saturday Night at Atheist.
Okay. This guy's
God's word or not God's word. You see, we're all religious, guys. It's not a question of whether, but a question of which. Which foundation do you start with? And at the foundation, paganism, which is a subset of humanism, is built on not God's word. Meaning that it rejects God.
What?
See, it's his fault. I mean, he's ruining the video. I mean, what do you want, John? Go ahead, guys.
Paganism is a subset of human. What? How is paganism have anything to do with?
Well,
humanism?
Ken Ham's got a set up. It's him against the world. So if it's anything that Ken Ham doesn't like, doesn't agree with, we've seen him trying to pick a number 2. He can't do it because if anybody looks at him sideways, okay, he's not going to like it because he's not repeating him. You're not repeating him. That's what I should have said. You're not repeating him. And when you work for Answers in Genesis, the statement of faith that you sign basically says you're going to agree with Ken Ham. And if you've been following Ken Ham, like some of us have been doing for over a decade, maybe even longer, but if you go back a decade, I had Doc Dino on my channel. We reviewed a Ken Ham video. Ken Ham thought the cuts I were making were from the same video because he said exactly the same thing 10 years ago. So if you pull his videos out from 10 years ago, word for word, it's the same thing. And the other ones do it too. Now, to their credit, these things seem to have worked. But they also make everybody that works there say the same thing. So when you hear billions of dead things buried in rock layers laid down by water all over the earth, it's Ken Ham's little thing that he says. He was saying it before anybody else, and they're all saying it now coming from him. The apologist I was listening to the other day has a multi-part series we might be doing tomorrow on he's saying how great Ken Ham is, how great Ken Hovind is. He gets all his words, almost word for word, from these several apologists, and they do it because it works, because they think nobody's ever heard these things before. And what does it say about our education system that we think there's only one other religion out there in this world? I mean,
humanism is a worldview that places human beings, our reason, empathy, and capacity for improvement at the center of moral and philosophical concern. It rejects supernatural explanations or divine authority. So how is humanism, how is paganism a subset of humanism? What is this rocket scientist trying to tell us? Let's listen.
Yeah. And don't forget, he's touted as, the cliche of rocket scientist, right? Because he worked for NASA.
Rocket Rob.
That he's, Rocket Rob, that he's some kind of genius, and that Ken Ham, and we are so lucky to have Rocket Rob, just like we were lucky to have Bodie the engineer, who told us all about how things really are in the real world too.
Yeah, I just want to remind people that there are basically janitorial people working for NASA too. There are janitors,
And don't knock the janitors. I mean, you've got janitors.
No, I wouldn't knock the janitors, but I mean, they're not rocket
that are cleaning up the dookie and the bloody rags and everything.
But they're not rocket scientists.
They're not rocket scientists. We need them, but they're not rocket scientists.
Yeah.
A booty engineer. I would take a booty engineer over a Bodie engineer. Ranger.
If you work at NASA as an engineer, what you're probably doing is a bunch of boring accounting and ordering parts and doing crap like that.
If you
so
haven't
it doesn't
heard,
necessarily make you brilliant.
Rocket Rob and Nathaniel Jeanson and the rest are a lot more popular these days than Ken Ham's own son-in-law, who seems to have fallen off the edge of the map, and you're not going to find a whole lot of things from Bodie. In fact,
I bet he
started his own ministry or something, and it has like 2 members. So
yeah,
he's
probably
doing really well.
Ken found out he had a girlfriend on the side, so he fired him. So
I don't know what's going on, but
yeah, I bet that's
something's going on.
Allegedly, yeah. We don't want to get sued here.
If you know, because you've been watching the videos, Mike, for a long time.
Maybe he was
always there.
Maybe he was on Tinder.
But I mean, think back 10 years. Who was there? Bodie in Georgia. In every video, and especially when he went live, Georgia would a lot of times be by herself, but when it was the men, it was Ken and Bodie.
Yeah.
Always. And now
Bodie wrote a book.
No Bodie.
He wrote a book too. Called the Bodie Book.
Yeah, he told us about fake religions or some, including atheism, and what atheism really is, even though it's not anything that he says that the guy. Kent Hovind, that guy in prison yet? Kent, we just gave Ken a good razzing because we were at the protest this summer of Ken Ham's Noah's Ark in Kentucky.
Oh,
and Ken Ham threatened us in a good way, I guess, not saying anything criminal or anything, but that he was going to stop by and debate us and set us right? Well, he was such a chicken, he didn't show up, so we were ragging on him. Big Bad Mama was ragging on him. Some other folks had ragged in. Seth ambushed apostate. A bunch of people. Joe, who headed up the protest, he was going to come and get us all, and Ken Hovind didn't show up, even though he drove right through there with his big crab thing he came up in Ohio and got. So he had no excuse because he drove right through Ohio and everything to get over there to pick up this giant crab. And so call him a coward anytime you get. The prison thing he can do by himself, but we can help with the coward thing, geek physique. So yes. The reason we talk about Ken Ham a lot here is I'm in Ohio, and I went to the ARC protest in Kentucky. That's close to home. So I've known about Ken Ham. He's been my nemesis for a long time. Kent Hovind used to be in Florida along with Eric. He moved up a little north, but he's still considered down that way. Banana Man is in California. Carl Ball's in Texas. They've had like their own chunks of the country. And since Ken Ham was close enough to smell or whatever, he became my nemesis.
You see my candy cane car that I'm driving in heaven? I would drive a candy corn car. It's a candy corn car.
You got a candy corn car from
it's a picture of me driving my candy corn car in heaven. This is heaven. Yep.
Mighty Filbert. You said Kent Hovind got crabs in Ohio. He did. He bought he got a donation. I don't know why I'm using the bought in the same word with Kent Hovind, but he got a donation of a crab, and he was so cheap. Now here's where the cheap part comes in. He was so cheap to get this big old fiberglass crab back to Dino Land in, where's he at, Georgia or somewhere. He had to cut up this fiberglass crab to get on all the little tiny landscaping trailers or whatever. And not to knock the landscapers, but they had the wrong size trailer, right? You're going to haul something big, you need a big trailer, right? So they make big trailers. Well, Hovind being so cheap, he showed up with like a half a dozen landscape trailers or something. And they proceeded to cut this thing into 4x4 pieces. He should have just made a new one. It's just so ridiculous. But he couldn't pass up somebody giving him something for free. And he's so full of himself, he immediately went online to see if it was changed on the you got to see it type pages, like when I stopped and saw Nelson the Bigfoot on the way to the ARC protest. If I would have typed in, hey, what's on the way to from X to Y to Z, they would have said, well, if you get off on this one route right here and head over to the fairgrounds, they've got a giant Bigfoot there. So I stopped and I saw a giant Bigfoot. And this is what Kent did, only his idea of it being free is that he now has the largest crab for free, even though it's, by the time he fiberglasses it all back together, and he might as well have just made one. Because anybody that knows what a horseshoe crab, and this thing, it's not just any crab, it's a horseshoe crab. So a horseshoe crab doesn't take a whole, I could make a horseshoe crab. And I think anybody in our chat here could make a horseshoe crab out of fiberglass because there's not a lot of detail to them, All you need is a big tub of fiberglass and a room in your backyard. Just a couple supports and you've got it. But Kent thinks, along with a lot of the other people, and I've done a video on this, is that the horseshoe crab has not changed, so it disproves evolution. And it's one of the things the creationists like to fall back on is the horseshoe crab, even though they have speciated, they have changed, just not a lot because they're really good at being horseshoe crabs.
And his revelation. So it is not neutral, which means we cannot mix pagan beliefs with our Christianity. Okay, this is a key point to remember. We're going to circle back to this. I'm going to show you how Christians are doing just that today. Here's the technical definition. Paganism is a polytheistic or pantheistic nature-worshipping religion. Theistic means God or gods. Poly means many, so polytheistic means many god system. Pan means everything, so pantheistic would mean everything is God, or the universe is God. And those are the two broad categories, which can take many forms, like mythological religions. Think about the Egyptian, the Greek, the Roman mythology.
The Egyptian, what? Like those people that believed all those silly things that Christians and Jews didn't like, that are talked about in the Bible.
Is he still talking about humanists? I don't know.
He wants to place everybody in a group that's not him. So if you don't believe as he does, you're bad. So I've really got to know now, what does Bodhi believe in? Why is he on the outs? No.
Logical religions. You have Germanic, the Norse mythologies. There's also Wicca/witchcraft. There's also the occult, which is very popular during Halloween.
Yeah.
How did all those pop up after, like, according to them, Christianity was first, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Even though Jesus was Jewish, and who knows what goes on these people's minds.
Judaism and their God was the first thing, and their Bible was the first thing written, and all these other religions popped up. Why did all these other religions pop up?
Yeah.
How do they account for that? I
Skeptic philosophy's got it. It's the mythological gods, not ours. They're ours isn't made up. Just all those other ones are made up.
Yep.
All right, Mighty Filbert. How do you milk a crab? How do you milk a crab, Mighty Filbert?
Religions also have elements similar to paganism, and ancestor worship, where they elevate their ancestors to a godlike status, and of course nature worship, which is very common today. Basically, they say nature is God. You've probably heard sayings like Mother Nature or Father Time. Those are pagan sayings. So in a nutshell, paganism can be summed up as nature worship that glorifies the creation and often glorifies death. We'll unpack.
Now glorifies death because you're worshiping creation that lives and dies, like a plant or a flower, a tree. There's nothing wrong with giving thanks to nature, to having a tree for covering your house, and plants that make clothes and food, and then eventually had to die because they became a house and clothes and food, and you're giving thanks. It's like saying thanks to Mother Earth or something. And you can do that along with giving thanks to God, because ultimately you would say God, is Okay. God is behind Mother Nature in some way. So you don't have to attack them. You can still say, hey, thank you, Rose, for smelling so pretty. And thank you, Lilacs, for making my soap smell prettier. This is just, again, somebody likes the smell, and it bothers Ken Ham that they aren't dropping to their knees and wanting God given the credit for it, or him even give the credit. And Filbert says, no, he's really asking. Okay, I get you. Yeah, no, Rob, you got to lay it off. You can thank the flower for smelling good. And as I mentioned earlier, why aren't Christians kicking up their heels and having a party at a funeral? They're going to the great place, right? Why are all these people crying, wearing black, having a funeral procession, services, often very religiously themed, if they're going to the great place? Just throw all their stuff in the garbage, or have a bonfire with it, or sell it off, whatever you do, I don't care. And neither should you, because they're going to the great place. They're going to heaven. Everybody should be happy, but you're not. And I don't see anybody any happier except for some of these sects that do carry out the happiness and the celebration at a funeral. I can actually see that as something good. I mean, they're calling, instead of funerals, a lot of places are using the wording celebration of life. And I think that's right. You only get a short period. You're gathering together to say, hey, remember when Grandpa drove a hot rod, or some good stories like this. You're celebrating someone's life. You're not celebrating their death. And who wants to do that anyways, right? I celebrate the years I had with my family and my friends and my kids, on down the line as it goes, round and around and around. Just same way they did, the same way I bet Ken and Rocket Rob do. So
yeah,
why they're knocking it?
He's pivoted to celebrating paganism from Halloween, where you're dressing up, eating candy, and maybe doing a few pranks here and there.
Yeah.
It's a totally different thing.
And they love, again, Christianity, young earth Christianity, even though Ken Ham will say, well, he's not really a young earth creationist. He just believes the Bible, And well, no, because most people don't believe your interpretation of the Bible the same way we don't like your interpretation of what your definitions of words are, like paganism and stuff, making everything bad except your version of Christianity, which is a minority position. And this is one time I will side with the Christians, because Christians like Walter Kaiser, who actually went to school and has the letters by his name to prove it, that Ken Ham doesn't like either, because Ken Ham is self-taught, is when he looked at Ken Ham straight in the eye and told him, you don't understand first century Judaism, right? You're not putting yourself in the place and time. And that's a good way to get the vein in the forehead bulging, and the evil eye stare that Ken Ham gave Walter Kaiser in that debate, was that, how dare you tell me I don't know what's in the Bible? When, how dare you, Ken? Because even that Bible says, and Scott will know, you can't know the mind of God, right? You can't know if you're being deceived, right?
You can't know the mind of God. Nobody's ever seen God. Those are the things that the Bible says. That's
actually in there, and makes me really question, Christians, are you reading your book? Because it doesn't seem you are, and I know Ken Ham hasn't. I would never debate him on any of these issues. I would just flat out say, what does the Bible say right here, Ken? And what did you say? See, you're wrong. And a false, aren't you supposed to be stoned or something for being a false prophet? That's what I'd like to ask Ken Ham.
That a bit more later on. For example, if you remember Carl Sagan, he was the host of the popular show called The Cosmos. Here's one of his most famous sayings. He said this all the time.
The cosmos is all that is, or ever was, or ever will be.
Now, by definition, that is one of the most pagan statements you can make. Here's an
Oh
example.
my
Right?
God. Oh my God.
No, it's an absolutely true statement as far as we know, and it's not 100%. Nobody bothered throwing me the comment 100% crap. I'm not going to argue that. As best as we know, though, that's what the cosmos is. So what are you complaining about, Rob? What it is, and even what you will say it is that. Even if you add on, it was made by God. It's the cosmos. I mean, what do you want? Go ahead, Mike.
Oh,
That same thing you were thinking?
I lost. I was playing with the cat. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying. No.
Well, you said
no,
isn't look at the
just,
trees and God's wonderful creation.
Oh,
nature.
yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
doing the
isn't
same thing.
that?
He's just adding God, right?
Yeah, it's this. I mean, isn't this nature worship too? I mean, don't they ask you to worship nature? And what in the hell does Carl Sagan have to do with paganism? I mean,
Oh,
how are they
Carl
making
Sagan.
to them everything that isn't Christianity is pagan?
You know,
Everything.
Satan does run with pagans, so therefore it's
Oh, it
relevant.
does. There you go. I mean, these people, so dumb.
You got to remember back to with the,
Masters.
it's we were given, and I was doing it too, and I maybe you guys were too when we were doing the thing about Martin Iles, was that, hey, maybe Martin Iles is that big of a jerk, but be just big enough of a jerk, and Ken Ham is just big enough of a jerk that they butt heads.
Yeah.
And he couldn't be out jerked by Martin Iles. He wanted to be the head jerk. So what better way can you be a jerk of getting rid of Martin Iles, not promoting any women in the organization, getting rid of the son-in-law? I mean, that sounds like pretty jerk. And people that have been loyal to you all these years, you're skipping over all of them, including the guy up in Canada, our buddy with the worst suit ever to be on YouTube, Calvin Smith. I believe that's his name.
I bet they totally forgot about those dudes up in Canada.
I guess
they like never talk to them, never think about them. They're just up there all by themselves.
You know who else he's never brought in is family members too. I mean, you saw his kid Jeremy once or twice show up.
Really?
But his own brother had a shop out of a shipping container. He didn't even have a real building. So, I mean, Ken doesn't seem to promote from within, promote from, you figure his family is, now, again, he bought family members' houses, gave them jobs, but none of them are like things like Ray Comfort or what's her name? Joyce Meyer, giving the kids $1 million houses, $1 million cars, stuff like that. Ken doesn't do that either. So he isn't winning a lot of friends, buying them off or anything. He always falls back onto, well, you got to do it for Jesus, right? And
if he did that,
stares him down, I guess. So.
That would be pagan humanism if he gave people money.
But no, we can't have that.
Can't have that.
Here of modern paganism affecting us. Guys, that's not science, that's worship of creation, trying to replace the creator
It's got
with the
to do
cosmos.
with science, Rocket Rob.
We'll circle back to this.
You've got nothing to circle back to. Science is a method that we use to discover things about the natural world. It's got nothing to do with anything you've been saying, Rob. And, that big forehead is going to get a joke in a minute here.
Talk more about the dangers of modern day paganism and how it's affecting Christians today. But returning to our theme, where did Halloween come from and how did it all get started? Well, it actually traces back to the Celtic people groups, primarily the Scots and the Irish who migrated to the U.S. in the mid-1800s, early...
Shout out to those folks where my namesake comes from. Hey, how you doing, family? What'd you say there, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, does it trace back to that? I thought there was this I thought it was some saint worship or something. They worshiped something on November 1st. And so this was All Hallows Eve or something like that.
Yeah, I think that comes out somewhere.
I don't know.
There's a lot of things to it. And it's just the thing of like I said earlier, different parts of the world settled the four equinoxes of the sun: the winter, the spring, the summer, and the fall. So equinox, or is it solstice, or two are the anyway the four times a year where the sun is either in its certain spots in the sky, right? And that's how we originally split our calendar up, was those 4 ways.
Real quick, can you put my thing on the screen, front and center? I swear. Okay, this is a chick tract. Okay, look at that shit on the left. Look at that thing. Is that not some pagan bullshit right there? Mm-hmm. I mean, this is supposedly a Jesus chick tract that's supposed to help convert atheists and people, and this is one page from it. And look at that thing. Does that not look like the same thing that he's talking about with Halloween? I mean, isn't this, except they really believe this thing exists. They really believe in it. Halloween, we're just like, oh shit, we're just having fun. I mean, this is how sick they are. They are sick, sick, sick.
It has a major projection factor behind most of the things. Most of the things Rocket Rob says is projection, especially, I can sum up a lot of this video of he is bad-mouthing a lot of the things about Christianity that he'll worship at the other side of his mouth. So they don't have a straight story. Ken Ham doesn't have a straight story. But, it's Rocket Rob. It's Halloween. At least for another half hour, another hour and a half for you. I'm going to go to the West Coast if I have to. I'm going to play Rocket Rob's video.
1900s, and they brought their Halloween traditions with them, which really started becoming popular around the 1920s, 1930s in the US, and has grown exponentially in popularity since then. I'm going to show you guys how these people groups actually go straight back to the Tower of Babel and one of Noah's sons. It's really interesting, so stay tuned for that. So the origin of Halloween actually go back to the
Now, if you don't know anything about Answers in Genesis, I'm going to stop the video again. Never going to get through this thing. It's only a half hour long, or so. Should have been way farther than I am. But, the Tower of Babel thing, how our voices got confused and everything. The people got confused. It's a silly story that Ken Ham totally misses the meaning behind, totally misrepresents the archaeology, everything about it. So, no, Rocket Rob. Quit repeating Ken Ham too. It gets annoying. I know you're doing it for a paycheck, but hey, maybe find a work somewhere else. Yeah, Rabbit Atheist Ed says the Tower of Babel. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, that's about it. He doesn't know a thing about it. Totally misrepresent. Doesn't understand. You really got to wonder, for as much time as some of these people walk around with a Bible, how much time do they actually open it? And then, check it against some history books, some things like that. No.
Okay. Fact check. As Christianity spread through the Celtic regions, the church tried to overwrite pagan observances. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III moved All Saints' Day to November 1st, calling the evening before it All Hallows' Eve. So a pope came up with this stuff, right?
The Catholics. Oh, no.
The Catholics. Oh, they're pagan too. That's right.
Yeah, might as well be.
And then they had these old Sam Hain that were what they were trying to overwrite. That was just about honoring the dead, the people that you've lost. So, I mean, where's the pagan in this stuff? Or the witchcraft? I don't understand what he's going on about.
Well, there was also an Irish or Celtic celebration of Samhain, which is actually Sam Hain, Samhain.
Yeah, okay.
Samhain. And I think that's where some of the non-Christian elements came in. Even though it wasn't a bad thing. I mean, when I read about Samhain, it's like this is not offensive or scary at all.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. It's not saying it's Samhain. But do you know what Samhain means? Summer's end. That's what it means. Summer's end.
It was important to mark these times stuff of the year. Right. Yeah. Right. That's all they are. And that's
why there's pumpkins and there's, haystacks and all that stuff, all the harvest stuff. And that's why it's all orange, because of the harvest colors,
But it's pagan because people thought of it a long time ago. You know when they thought of it really, really, really long time ago? before Jesus was.
I think what they're worried about,
before
is
Judaism
that
was a thing. Yeah.
Jesus is in front and center there. Not saying, "Oh, Jesus pumpkin." It's something we're worshiping something besides Jesus for a goddamn day. And that kills them. That bothers them. Because if we're not worshiping Jesus, we're not putting money in that collection plate, are we?
No.
Yeah.
Did you have Halloween candy? Since it's the end of the day, end of the week, and I'm sure we've been buying, I know all of us have been buying, giving out, partaking in the spirit. Even at the doctor's today, they were giving all the people a piece of candy. So I'm going to start a poll here. And it simply is, did you have Halloween candy this Halloween?
I know.
And we're going to put that poll out there.
Not going to
just because I'm telling myself, dang it, you got to make more polls. So, and we will be back tomorrow. So if you don't get enough of this, stop back tomorrow. We may be, this one guy's in love with Ham and Hovind. He talks a lot though. And as you can see, we have trouble getting through videos as it is. So I may have to cut it up, which I don't like doing either. So, help me out a little bit, people. Come on, don't say so many bad, stupid, wrong things in a sentence that I can't get through your videos.
Hey, Scott, are we going to do some Rebecca Wrong tomorrow?
Rebecca Wrong?
Rebecca Wrong.
That's what I was thinking we were going to do.
Yep, okay. We'll do that. Probably early in the morning.
I enjoy the extended friendship you have with Brett there.
With?
Huh? Well, from the days that I first started on YouTube, I met Mike over on Brett's channel.
On Rebecca, so, that's right.
And here you are, still talking with Brett and still making some content. If not for Brett, I wouldn't have met Mike and Scott. Well, I might have came around you guys, but at the time I first joined in YouTube was because of Brett. And starting my channel and commenting and seeing my own channel grow and everything, it's all started with hanging out over at Bread's, and that's where I met Scott and Mike, and we've known each other since. So, in a weird way, I owe all these friendships to Bread. So, I wish we would have got a lot longer. It didn't go that way. She has a lot of the same beliefs as Bread. Bread has the same. Let me try this again. Bread has a lot of the same beliefs that Missing Mod has. Now, I can get along with Missing Mod, even though we don't agree. Yeah. But it didn't seem that I could stand when, and especially the newer stuff with, the laying of hands, and healing and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It really bothered me a lot. And it bothered her so much that said, you're not a person non grata.
One good thing about Brett is she would be one of those more, the Christians that these guys really hate now, more liberal, as far as LGBTQ. And
she likes
like
LGBT,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She loves everybody like you're supposed to, like that
and
book says.
These guys, this guy would consider her a pagan, basically.
Oh,
she's not the right flavor.
Even though she's out there fighting big against the Big Bang and evolution, she is still, because LGBTQ, she's on the outs with, and not only with Answers in Genesis, but with almost any group that's a religious organization. Because almost every one of them do not like something about LGBTQ folks.
The reason we're going to talk about her is she represents a kind of poison that is going out to the laymen out there who don't have time to look into the science very carefully. And she's putting it in such a way that she is persuading people. And she has people on her channel that are persuasive. And the kind of garbage that she puts out is so wrong and so fundamentally misdirected that we have to address it. If we don't address this stuff, she's going to have the only voice out there. So that's why I want to get on her a little bit.
Hey, yeah. When somebody tells me don't come back to your house, I don't go back, right? And Brett has said hi to me recently, which was nice of her. It was civil of her. But she told me don't come back after she invited me into her house.
She said she talked to me about evolution, but she refused to talk to me about spirituality because my particular kind of atheism and spirituality confuses the shit out of her. She really doesn't know where to go with me.
Too many brain cells left, Mike.
Yeah. I don't know. Just like, I don't know.
You just don't fit into the right cookie cutter shape.
I don't fit into the cookie cutter atheist for her, and she doesn't know how to deal with that. So she absolutely will not talk to me about that anymore. Yeah, she told me an email.
Yeah, well, so I got an email too. But like for anybody that doesn't know, I started my channel after being made Atheist of the Month, and after I'd spent a lot of years as I guess you'd call me a troll. I set myself out there. I put myself on camera and everything. Like a lot of us atheists are just coward keyboard warriors, right? All right, well, here I am. Bring it on. Here's my email. Very few have ever contacted me because I did exactly what they told me I wouldn't do. And that included Brett, who invited me to come on her channel, gave me the Atheist of the Month award. And then when I called her out in a video about faith healing, we weren't friends anymore. So it had nothing to do with being Christian. It hadn't been.
She was growing legs, right? She was like.
She was growing legs. And the video I did on her was on Deli Knox, who was a great story, totally ruined by a bunch of charlatans. These people are faith healers. They couldn't heal themselves. Yeah. But when it was doctors' work that actually healed them, physical therapy that actually healed them, doing the exercises and everything else they were spent years doing from those experts in those fields, that's what did it. But they gave all the credit to Jesus and not her husband, who got her out of that wheelchair.
Is that the one they got?
Healer. No, a guy over in England who's also a faith healer got her in a bigger stage and bigger checks. Then she got healed. Amazing.
Is that the one that basically got rehabbed over a period of time and then sat back down in a wheelchair and then did this miraculous healing thing? Oh my God.
Yep. And after I did that video, I was Sal put me on a list. Sal's got me blocked almost everywhere. Rebecca either just didn't bother doing it or whatever. But I got the email that said, "Don't come back." And I said, "All right, I won't."
I'm going to have to head out.
Okay.
So hopefully I don't see any reason why I won't be on Snada tomorrow.
Okay.
And this is a great, fun discussion and can continue exposing the absurdity of AiG.
And maybe now you know also why Scott and Mike have been doing Answers in Atheism, also poking fun back at the creationist nonsense, especially coming from this. Almost all comes from Hovind and Ham and Comfort and Carl Baugh and the usual same people. And the reason we do things not covering Ken Ham every week is because Bob and Judy and Rebecca and they're all repeating Hovind and Ham and everybody, Carl Baugh, for us. And as long as they're going to keep saying these things, you're going to keep seeing shows about these people saying you're wrong. Okay, you're telling people wrong, and you're doing your religion disservice. Because if you look at any poll, and I tell people, don't listen to me. You look at any poll as to why people don't like going to church or being seen with certain Christians or associated with certain Christians is because of the things that they're saying. So, good night, Ollie. Thanks for stopping by. And
stop that.
As a former Pentecostal, I can tell you that shit is all simple parlor stuff that people have been doing for centuries, and leg length is an old scam. Yeah, she even laughed at people until she met the right person that told her, well, yeah, these people are all scamming, but these people are actually growing legs. Oh, okay. And Ed, I'm sure you've seen well, yeah, all these pastors were scamming because they were just scamming people, right? But these pastors over here, they're really okay, you know? And it's like, when you tell yourself that, you've come a long ways past the line, right? Occult
The real light
examiner.
growers. Yeah.
Hello. Good to see you up this late. Maybe, I don't know. Do you count hours on Halloween? I've shared some mornings with you too. Thanks for stopping by. I had a shooting here earlier. Police were here. Some idiot was shooting up the neighborhood. Bullet came through my house, took out my TV. And so I was planning on getting an earlier start on to enjoy Halloween with everybody. But no, didn't work out that way. So I'm on late. So that's why. But I'm glad to see you. It's always good to see you.
How far are we on this video? I'm running out of steam too.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get nowhere on this video, Mike. You know that.
We're probably
So well, I was figuring on going about 3 hours, and that's in about 20 minutes. So I'll let you tell me, Mike. You want me to skip ahead a little bit, or you want me to just go for 20 minutes?
Just play it for a little while.
Okay.
And we'll see what comes up here. We'll try to just listen to it.
It's a short video, actually. We just aren't getting anywhere.
Is it really?
How
long is it?
Like,
40 minutes.
Yeah, it's
and we're only at what, 5? Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
So where does he wind up and
Mike,
tell us
you're 6 minutes. We're 6 minutes. Don't knock us back too bad.
All Hallows. Okay, All Hallows.
Oh, come on, Mike. We've been doing Saturday Night the Atheist together for a year. I mean, we never get anywhere.
I know you can skip ahead to 13 minutes and see what he's got. I want to get to the part where he actually tells us what we ought to do about Halloween.
Well, you tell me. I watched the video already. I mean, any part of it's going to hurt my head, and we know it by heart anyway. So
I haven't watched the whole thing, so because my head exploded after about 3 minutes. So.
Yeah, I know it was really tough, but I figured between Answers in Genesis and Halloween, and since I said I'd already covered, Vampire, Wolfman, Frankenstein. I covered the Black Cat. A lot of those things, and I do Grassman Chronicles as it is, and a lot of monster type things. That it's getting really tough on myself picking one out every year.
Skip ahead to 1243, and we'll start there and see. I just want to listen to when he winds up a little bit. I mean,
what was the timestamp?
1243.
1243
was horrible stuff in their pagan worldview. I don't know. Was horrible.
I got 43.
3.
We're getting close. 1230.
Way back
about as close as I'm going to get, I think. Yeah, okay. I had a rough day. You can check out the beginning of the video, Occult Examiner. Jevum. I had a rough. I thought it was turning out to be a good day, and then it went sour real fast. So, but nobody was harmed that matters. So that's a good thing. But I do need a new TV. So everybody that wants to kick in for my new television set, I'm kidding. But if you want to join the channel, you can join the channel for 99 cents. You can get in on the Great Emoji Fund. You can subscribe, share, all those kind of good things, and gift memberships. I have all those goodies. I'm monetized now. I actually get a IRS thing from YouTube and everything. So folks that don't know, and I will be celebrating, guess what, people? I passed 600 subscribers. So I'm coming for you, Mike.
Cool.
I'm coming for you. I don't care how long you've been on. I am coming for
you. 850.
Yeah, but how long have you been on, though?
About 150 years.
I thought you would go back to the beginning of time. So
pretty close. Yeah.
I am up. It was 607. Let me check here.
Yeah.
I've got well over 600 subscribers now. So welcome all you great subscribers, people that have joined in, people that have given out gift memberships. Hello, everybody. And speaking of gift memberships, on the other channel here. Tilting Windmill just gave out 10 more gifts of 10 captive desk memberships. So I've got to switch between that. Now that's the one thing. StreamYard, you've added a lot of things, but don't make us switch back and forth on these kind of things, and we would really appreciate it. But Tilting Windmill gave out to Frosty Cinna Dude. His name in Vuz Baxter Carbide. Ryan Cultastic. Spooky Bedhair. Anarchic Fox.
Spooky.
Rochelle, that's Calasia, 789. Axel Ignite. Brojo, 420 Cafe, good channel. I was on with Brojo a couple weeks ago. Check it out. You never know when you'll see Brojo, but when you go, especially a good time to go is at 420 because he's got his little video he plays. Very nice. We had some good discussions over there. Deep State Annex received a gift membership. Big Al from the Canada received a membership, and you did a really good job. Thank you very much. Let me switch over here to Tilting Windmill. Tilting Windmill, you rock. And I'd give you a you rock, but as I said, I blew a tooth out of my mouth today. I'm not having a good day. So got no camera, but I will give you the choice, Tilting Windmill. Do you want the new you rock or do you want the old you rock? You let me know. As a matter of fact, you know what? You're just going to get both of them because Tilting Windmill does so much for this channel. So we're going to give you an old one.
Bigfoot says you rock. Bigfoot says you fight. Bigfoot says you burn the night. Bigfoot says you rock. Bigfoot says you rock. Bigfoot says you fight. Bigfoot says you burn the night. Bigfoot says you rock.
And I am going to fix that video. I'm in the process of it. I'm going to fix that one little blurb out there, so don't you worry about it. But you also get...
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on to the skies, to the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
Hey, Tilting, not a problem. You rock, buddy. Thanks a lot. Thanks for all your support for the channel. Thanks for all the modding you're doing. And modding on my channel, as everybody knows, and if you're going to be a jerk on my channel, what is your problem? I mean, there's nothing controversial here. Otherwise, yeah, we aren't kicking people off. Not as a regular thing or anything. I know some channels do. I don't. We give out wrenches. We have a lot of people here. We have a lot of links here. Feel free, if you've got a wrench, drop your links. If you've come across something worth watching, drop the link. Trusting what Windmill does, a lot of the other people do. Cult Examiner, speaking of, you don't have one, do you? So if you want to get your aura closer to Dora, make sure you check out over with... as soon as I can get over there. Again, I can only run one thing at a time saying, come on, fix this. And we will be very, very happy, StreamYard. Where is Occult Amazon? You have a wrench, so if you want to drop your link, yeah, I've been on over there before for a card reading, I think, and she was over on Joe's channel, or they were over on Joe's channel. So make sure you check them out. And you're welcome. Thank you very much, Tilting Windmill, for all the captive desk memberships. And Brojo too, Brojo. Give you a wrench too. Good to see you, Brojo. Okay, come back around. And that's the only thing. StreamYard, come on, fix so the links are all synced together, or whatever you techies term for it is. And yeah, but please don't block people on our channel. And there's no reason to block people. You see all these great people here. Why would we block each other, right? All right, now we got to get to Mike's timestamp here. 1 second, folks. Get my thing coordinated here. You ready, Mike? I want you petting your cat and saying you're missing it.
No, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Religion, to be worshipped and to be glorified. In other words, death is central. Again, this is a key point to remember, okay? But what does God's word say about pagan sacrifices? Remember 1 Corinthians 10, Paul says, "No, I imply what pagans sacrifice, they offer to demons and not to God. I do not want you to be participants with demons." So biblical.
Okay, so
Isn't
sacrifices
that what
on
the Bible
Halloween.
is?
I wasn't aware of Halloween sacrifices, but okay, keep going because I think.
Well, I already have a problem with it. I mean, isn't that what Jesus is the ultimate sacrifice?
Yeah.
After
Blood
many
sacrifice.
blood sacrifices.
Had
right?
to be a blood sacrifice, yeah.
And it had to be a perfect blood sacrifice, which God already knew all the other sacrifices weren't good enough, which means God let those sacrifices go on, which is unnecessary killing for no reason at all, knowing they would have to do another one coming up. And that's where you get the whole thing of Christianity. And I could sum that up really quick, Mike.
Yeah.
Don't want to rain on Rocket Rob's parade of being such a Bible genius. But you're not a genius when you repeat Ken Ham, because he's rejected by almost all the scholars.
Well, God was going to sacrifice Abraham's son, and then he couldn't go through with it for some reason. So then later on, he thought, oh, well, I'll just kill my kid because it has to be a blood sacrifice. But anyway, let's see what he has to say here. I think he had.
I need you to read. I need you to read this one for me first, Mike.
If Satan loses his hair, there will be hell to pay. Oh my God. No. Okay, dad joke.
Okay, speaking, pagan sacrifices are not neutral. They're demonic. I think it's fair to say that much of modern day Halloween glorifies death. I mean,
really?
No. What kind of a religious?
Let's just call it my neighbor's yard.
Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say these pagan religions. What kind of religion would worship someone's death?
Yeah.
Like the most popular religion on the planet kind of does that, don't they? Don't they celebrate that somebody dying? Then a whole New Testament was. I remember reading about that somewhere, Mike. Hi, Amber. Welcome back.
Hello. I have returned to point out that Paul says the opposite of that in 1 Corinthians 8. I took the liberty of pulling up the verse because I'm an overachiever. And it says in 1 Corinthians 8, verse 4, as concerning, therefore, the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing of this world, and there is none other than God but one. So go ahead
I thought I read that somewhere.
Sacrifices.
Yeah. With God's blessing, right? And bring as many into the fold as possible, and
it's
go to
just food.
Yeah. Very weird how God just flip-flops like that, isn't it?
In the same book, they're both 1 Corinthians.
It's same.
And this picture that he's showing here with the skeleton scrolling around, okay, that's not worshiping death. That's spooky stuff. It's scary stuff. So kids are just scaring themselves with ghost stories.
And aren't you just acknowledging facts? I mean, people have known about skeletons for a long time.
No,
if somebody dies, the meat falls off, and you got a skeleton, right?
It's not even about that. It's like it's about things that go bump in the night and scaring yourself and just playing around for one night with the idea. Nobody's worshiping death. Jesus Christ!
Hey, you want a really spooky fact for Halloween?
What's spooky?
Every one of you listening has a skeleton inside you right now.
Oh my God! Oh no! Why did you tell me that? I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Don't have nightmares.
And Christians shouldn't have any problem anyways, because isn't it an empty vessel or some kind of wording
I can't
like
get it out
that?
of my mind.
That the body and the skeleton, it doesn't matter, right? That's what another thing that bothers me about Christian funerals. Why do they even have one?
Yeah.
Right? Because everything that's you and was you is gone. It's just an empty vessel, right?
The Irish, I don't know if you've ever been to an Irish funeral, but we have fucking parties because it's like we're celebrating the life of the person and
Yeah.
the fact that they're in a better
Right.
place according to the mythology. Like both things. Are
I
pretty
spoke
big.
about that earlier. Yeah, why isn't the party on? You know, yeah.
And also Irish people, to be frank, will take any excuse to have a party.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, I didn't discount that some people do not do it. We were talking more about like Louisiana and with Mardi Gras, you know, where they just kind of
Sure.
bust out the trumpets and sing and dance. You know what I mean? Because yeah, you're going to heaven. If you should celebrate anything, shouldn't it be going to heaven? I mean, what's better than heaven?
So my
Not
mom was
That's my view.
my mom was a red-haired Irish lady, swore like a sailor, and she couldn't drink because she had that gene that makes you flush and metabolize alcohol wrong. So she was like really conflicted. She was Irish and she couldn't drink. So
That's rough.
that was rough. Yeah, that's the childhood I had, man.
Well, we've got. Let's see. I'm checking my poll. I actually ran a poll tonight, and I asked, "Did you have Halloween candy this Halloween?" And 72% of you have had some Halloween candy. Now, I'm not here to pick on diabetics, and we're just having some fun here. If you can't partake in candy, I understand. You know, my son's got his own diabetic issues. Okay, this ain't one of those kind of nights. This is just about Halloween. So with it almost being midnight here in Ohio on Eastern time, we're going to end this poll at 72% with, we got a few more minutes. We'll let it go for a few more minutes. And if anybody hasn't chimed in on the poll, now's your chance. We're going to let it run a few more minutes. If you're on my captive desk, or if you're on the grass, man, hop over to the captive desk so you can make a vote on this. And it is simply, did you have Halloween candy this Halloween? So anytime this month, anytime this year, it doesn't really matter. If you've had some type of Halloween candy, and Reese's cups count, absolutely. Jump in on the poll real quick.
Well, then I have to change my answer. If it's any time this year and peanut butter cups count, like as soon as my mouth healed, I was like, give me peanut butter cups.
Yeah, absolutely. Any candy counts, and anything you've seen for the spooky season, candy. Yay, bro, Joe. I know what candy you're talking about, brother. And that's about,
early.
You know, that's some cool candy too. Mike, you want to go ahead and tell them your story?
Earlier, Amber, I was talking about if I go to heaven, my mansion would be a gigantic peanut butter cup, and I could just dig in it, right, and eat it.
Oh, hell yeah.
It'd be like a peanut butter cup mine. Can you imagine?
And what about your friend in the hospital too?
Oh, what did I say? I'm not sure.
Your friend that had a bunch of Chewies.
Oh, yeah, he had 3
Chewy
gummies
candy.
and he had 3
candy.
gummies and he had a Halloween party with the nurses at 2 a.m. He had 4 nurses in his room that were all dressed as minions, and yeah, they were hanging out. That's pretty cool.
Well,
He snuck it
so
in
we got-
his shaving kit, the gummies. You know, he just couldn't go without the gummies.
I had a sack left when I got my diagnosis, so my buddy brought me the orange cream, which is one of my favorites. I've got those gummies. Those are.
Yeah.
He should have brought me more of those. Let me tell you what.
You might use those gummies a little bit, with this chemo that you're getting, so might help
Yeah,
out.
she did tell me, Mike, these chemos have the least amount of stomach issues. They aren't a long chemo, which most people get the skinny or get the stomach problems in the chemos from. But I have lost some hair, so out the back
You
of
got
my
you
head,
on that Three.
I did lose
They
some
got
hair.
you on 3 of them, right? They got you on the cocktail.
But yeah, well, the radiation took a couple of weeks, but I brushed my hair the other day and I got a big lump of hair and I was not very happy. So it took a couple of weeks, but it did hit some hair follicles because they said I might get like a sunburn on my head from the radiation. And yeah, today I've got 3 drugs, and I think it's in. But the first 2 things they run through, well, they run a saline the whole time, so it's like I've got a split on the thing, and I also get a short run of priming you meds, so you don't get sick, so they don't bother you, stuff like that. So she kept having to change my bags and stuff. But I also have the chest thing. I'm gonna put all this out on a video. I've also got a chest port so I don't get poked anymore. And to be honestly, they gave me with lidocaine and stuff to prep myself. I didn't even need that. I mean, she poked right into my chest, and blood. They do the blood draw out of there. They do your drugs through there, and so I won't have, hopefully, these black and blue arms from getting poked all the time. Every time you turn around, they're poking you. Every time you roll over in your hospital bed, they're poking you. Everybody poking you. Your arms seriously need a break. So these ports are a break, and what they basically are is there's some place they can inject in you, and right under the skin is a tube with a thing they can inject into, like when they're practicing doing injections or when they inject into an IV tube or stuff like that. So you don't have black and blue marks all over you, and I have one of those now. So.
Yeah, you can open that up and stuff a gummy in there every now and then.
You put a gummy in, man.
Some powdered psilocybin, some powdered mushroom.
But, yeah. So again, these people at AIG too, talking about science, it really ticks us off. This amazing technology I have. I'm joking around. I'm bionic, and everything. And I may be full of shit tonight and coming up the next few days because I'm full of steroids again. But things they didn't have a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Mary Tyler Moore lived her life the old fashioned way, taking shots for her diabetes, best guess. That's what they did. Now my son has a digital thing on his arm like Godless Engineer has. He was showing his off. It tells you exactly what you need, how much you need, how many milligrams, when to do it, checks your sugar, all these things, and sends it right to your phone, gives you a printout. You can go on your phone, you can go to the site, which is a cloud thing, basically, and you can do all these things before you ever even step foot inside the doctor's office. And they've got stuff that's so amazing. And there's these clowns at AIG, and I don't like to make things personal, but these things go a long way. And when Rocket Rob is up here talking about how dumb the scientists are, this is why we've got defunding to important things like childhood research. Okay, stop doing that. Hello, you are Victoria. Good to see you. Listening away from the keyboard. Hey, thanks for stopping by, you are Victoria. And I wanted to see if there was anybody else. Skeletor Ra has laughed when he's dropping jokes all over the chat. Appreciate it. It's a good place to drop a laugh. And let's see.
What are those skeletons crawling on in this video? I can't
all over
tell.
Somebody's. I don't know. Is it school or a church or?
Kind of looks like a Bigfoot that he's crawling. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we're gonna play the next few minutes and find out.
It'd be cool to have skeletons humping Bigfoot.
There's a project for you, Ember.
Okay.
I see it all over my neighborhood, left, right, and center. My neighbor.
You see this all over your neighborhood? Must be a wealthy neighborhood.
These are
I don't
wonderful.
mind. My son likes putting out lights and everything for Christmas, and I'm all about decorating, but it gets expensive, and
It is.
not everybody's got it like that they can afford these $100 a piece skeletons and stuff. Yeah, just saying.
Or the house behind it.
Yeah, if that's a house, I mean, you're doing all right.
Ember, this is my neighbor's house, And he has about 10 or 12 more skeletons climbing oak trees and on top of the roof.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. We worship death. We're worshiping. It's like, it never occurred to me that we're worshiping death. I mean,
Well, it goes for anything too. Christmas or Valentine's, some of the lesser holidays like Valentine's, you might tend to skip, because you ain't got it like that. If you're really finding it hard to put aside a couple bucks, it's tough times getting through the holidays. When you're supposed to show up with a gift, a bottle of wine, or what's some off the menu? A food. Well, yeah, eat flowers. Just eat a card. Have you priced American greetings and stuff lately? You're talking about serious money just to buy a card.
And fucking Twizzlers. A pack of Twizzlers at Walmart is $6.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
Isn't that something?
a week ago. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't buy them and give them to anybody, though. That's even worse. Kids out there.
What really burned my ass is the price of beef that they pay farmers has gone down in the last 4 years. And beef is like, I paid like $20 a pound for some cuts of beef, and I'm just done buying it. It's like, so who's making the money, man? And what are they? Oh my God, what are they doing?
But it's okay. Trump is bringing in Argentinian hoof and mouth disease beef with no USDA inspection to flood the market and make it cheaper.
Yeah,
and
you know
what's a good one.
Do you know what's going to happen? It ain't going to be cheaper. Somebody's going to make a profit on whatever the margin is. Somebody's going to take that. It ain't going in your pocket. You're going to pay 20. You're going to pay the same goddamn price for beef that you have been paying. Because prices, once they go up, they never fucking go down. They never go down. I don't buy beef anymore. I'll buy pork. Pork, on the other hand, is going down. It's like, what? What is up with that?
Yeah,
it's like
for anybody that doesn't know, I do have, this is simulcast, dual cast, dual streamed, whatever the word is, on my Grassman Chronicles. I see Jackie just put the post up having the putting the Luska emoji out there, and it reminded me that I do have the Grassman where I cover things like the Luska. So if you want to know what the Luska is, you have to check out my videos that say they're either here or at my other channel, Grassman Chronicles, where we did cover the Luska, and we did cover a lot of the great emojis. And if you want to know what those emojis are, how do you get them, Mike? You make sure those 3 little dots are clicked. And when all these great people are giving away Grassman Chronicles memberships, you can get a Captive Desk memberships. You can get emojis on the Captive Desk. I'm sorry I said the Grassman Chronicles. No, they aren't available on Grassman Chronicles because I don't have 500 subs over there, but maybe someday. But they're also hidden amongst on the Captive Desk, so you can find them over there, because if you're paying to see my stuff, you ought to get to see my stuff. And I'll also get to show you, I have a picture of my half-shaved chest. So all you ladies out there that like half-shaved chests, get in for a treat, okay? Oh, I've been asking all the nurses. I said, before I pull up my shirt, you like shaved chests, don't you?
Oh, I got to look up half-shaved chest porn and see what I come up with.
See what it says, because I've got a half-shaved chest, and I was wondering.
What the hell did we look up on? What did we look up on Snana? Rubbing rocks porn or something like that? Humping rocks porn.
Yeah, and there was a class,
and there actually was. Yeah, there were videos. It's like, oh my God. Like
let's see.
You think of.
Let's see Rocket Rob make it down his street here. I don't think he really lives on the street, but sorry, I have to click between screens. Come on, StreamYard, just fix this one thing for me. So I have to click my streams around to find who's saying what, or what the emojis are, or what the Captive Desk memberships are, because they don't show up in StreamYard.
You can tell by the neighborhood here. These guys do get paid a ton of money. They get they get paid more than any scientist would ever get paid to go to work for AIG or to go to work for ICR or any of those places. And that is so tempting to me, because you don't have to do any work. You don't have to be right. You don't
But
have
that's
to
the
know
thing,
anything.
They don't pay well. So
You only have
what
to
are they doing?
Right. You only have to read the abstract of the paper. You never have to read the rest of the paper.
You don't have to read it all. Yeah, you can totally misrepresent it.
Right.
Joe and I did climate change, I think, at AIG, and they just completely say the opposite of what the paper says.
Yeah, 150 grand a year. You just got to lie your ass off and have credentials of some sort. That's it.
That was the thing. I was very intrigued. Okay, well, they've got to be paying these scientists good money, and they're not doing that either, though. I mean, not like they couldn't go make this money being Schnelling used to be a geologist. What do they call it? He did oil and gas, right? So he's a geo.
Yeah,
something.
but
he's a geologist, right?
I heard that at Discovery Institute and ICR, they make pretty good money, like twice as much as any scientist would ever pull down.
Yeah, but Ken Ham, though, he pulls in millions of dollars without paying people.
Tight.
He's so tight that he is building apartments there so kids can summer intern, and I'm doing air quotes, I don't have my camera on, so that kids can summer intern there. And he basically gets free labor out of them working at his parks.
Yeah.
So
that's a godly thing
that's
to
how
do.
cheap he is. But yet he gets hundreds of millions of dollars pumped into this religious theme park annually. And by the recent numbers, Dan or probably both of them put out, the attendance numbers are down. Some of the worst numbers they've ever been, including COVID. So they're not doing something right. Now, again, I've said right from the beginning, anybody can make money off a giant ball of string, giant foil ball. Everybody's going to come see it once, right?
Yeah.
And Ember's going to hop in her vehicle she rented and boogie on down there just to give a speech about how disgusting it is, right? But not every year. You know what I mean? I mean, been there, done that, type thing. And of course, we have other reasons we protest the Ark. But just pointing out that I did meet Ember, another great person, at the protest this year. And there are benefits to our community is meeting some great people. However, we also have to review these videos. So we'll see what's at the end of the street, and we'll say goodnight to everybody. Okay.
Just have some really bizarre ones in their front yard. Just saying. So as Christians, it's very important for us to really stay away from these dark pagan elements of Halloween. We don't want to be participants in demons. But now there's
dark pagan elements like funerals.
We're obsessed with death. How your life doesn't matter. It's the next world that does. Yada yada yada. They're like, all this skeletons. It's too dark. I'm sure
those boxes and skeletons are in a lot of Christian cemeteries. He knows that, right? And there was the Jewish practice of putting the body out where you could just have the bones, and then that's why they had bone boxes.
What? No.
And this was celebrated as they had found, Jesus's stepfamily's bone box or something like that, Ember?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. They found a bone.
Yeah, a bone box. So you have a box and you have bones.
They thought it was
celebrating this in people's yards.
They thought it was James or something like that. But I mean, and you look at this chick tract on the left here, and he's all offended because people are putting funny skeletons out for Halloween and making them do funny things. Mm-hmm. And this is the kind of shit that they put out as serious subject matter. This is not a joke. This is not funny. This is for kids. This is for everybody to read. What you were wrong. You didn't accept Jesus. Now you're going to hell. I mean, you ought to read these chick tracts if you want to talk about dark.
Don't do that. Just read any Christian page anywhere, Mike.
Yeah.
And they talk about how Hollywood, how music industry, whatever media it is, video games, whatever, they need to be more Christian based. Okay, fine. Let's check it out, right? My son doesn't have any problem playing a video game where anything is slaughtering everything else or laying waste to things, or that's what video games do. I mean, you ever played a role play game? You're taking over the whole city, the whole town, the whole world. You're blowing everything up. These are all video games, mind you.
Yeah.
And that it reads just like the Bible. It reads just like God having a bad day. It reads just like God wanting this city, wanting that city, wanting this religion. Oh no, I'm going to restart, and I'm going to be Jewish now. I'm going to be Christian. Aha, take that. Okay, and I've got this superpower. And yeah, they closely resemble each other. They don't seem to be the oh so beautiful. Let's have our kids come check this out. You're thinking something like, gummy bears and candy canes, everybody giving each other hugs, and we all love each other. No, they're laying waste to everything. They're destroying everything. They're putting people up against not just people, but things up against each other. There's like a dozen monsters that are in the Bible. I mean, that's like completing another level, and now you got to beat the three-eyed sloth or something. I don't know, whatever.
You know what the bottom line is here? The bottom line is this son of a bitch walks down a street, and he's got to be holier than thou. And he looks at the neighbors celebrating Halloween and all the little kids out there with their bags having fun, and he's got to judge them. He's got to be a little bit holier than they are, because he's got the biblical view.
Wrong. He knows he's doing it wrong. He is convicted in his heart, because like the whole message of Jesus was do as I have done. Love your neighbor, care for the sick, yada, yada. And these fuckers are running around going, go to church. Well, Jesus never went to church. Read your Bible. Yeah. Jesus didn't read a Bible, and be Christian. And Jesus wasn't a Christian.
Right.
And Jesus actually spoke out in the opposite of a lot of those things.
Yeah.
Don't go out in prayer in public. What do we've got all these mega pastors and everything doing? The exact opposite of what Jesus said. So do they think they know better then, that Jesus doesn't know what they're doing? Or do they not really believe in the first place? Yeah.
They know it's bullshit, and they're profiting off what they think are rubes.
Yeah. And the other thing is that they tell you that don't listen to man's word, listen to God's word.
Oh, and even better.
Here, what they are doing is they are giving you their words, interpreting the Bible, and that is man's word. And it says right in the Bible not to do what he's doing, not to shoot his mouth off, judge people, spew all this bullshit. It's like, Jesus.
You know how answers, you know how I keep mixing up answers in atheism with answers in Genesis? It's the same way I keep giving them the benefit of the doubt, Mike. I mean,
it's easy to mistake me for a Christian. I know that.
We have the benefit. And the benefit of the doubt also extends to Saturdays, which it is by now. I hope and at least in my superior, which should be the only time zone, the Eastern time zone, we have officially left Halloween for another year, and I don't care. Mike is still celebrating for an hour.
I got 40 minutes left in the one true zone.
Yeah, but in my zone, we're gonna check my poll real quick.
Huh? If you go by a Jewish day, if you go by a Celtic day, Halloween only just started at sundown. It's only a few hours old.
Yeah, see, but in my one true time zone,
you don't have the one.
We're going to end the poll at 70% have had candy this year, and that's right. You better have had some candy. I'm not going to be upset.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Well, I wanted him to play the very ending here. You can blast out, Mike, if you want to blast out. Go ahead.
No, I want to listen to the ending. I can't get enough of Rocket
The couple minutes of the ending, I'm gonna let most of it play, so I'll try really hard not to interrupt. If Ember has something to say, though, fire it out. If you have something to say, fire. But I'm gonna try to keep quiet, even though it's really hard to do when these guys are talking. And I'm gonna play the end of the video because he has alternatives to help us out, Mike. And this is really what we should be striving for. I mean,
we should.
Yeah.
All right.
And it ties in with our heartfelt response, open hearts and open ears responses to these things that folks like Answers in Atheism, Answers in Genesis. See, I keep messing them up. Mike, you got to change your name. Don't forget, if you want Answers in
is he-
Atheism on Toast. You can get it in our emojis by becoming a member of the channel. So I'm
Is
just
he going to tell
reminding
us
you.
to dip our Bible in chocolate and lick it off or something like that?
Oh
This-
my!
This is where
Yeah.
Answers in Genesis has the answers to all our woes, and why he just didn't give these at the beginning instead of running a video that was, I thought, pretty short, and I would get through it no problem. Turned out to be one of our toughest to get through because he said so many bad things. But we're going to give him the air. We're giving him the floor. We're going to give him the floor here at the end of the video.
Sure, we should always be praying for wisdom. And third, of course, don't forget to consult your local church, your pastors, your elders. Make sure you're following your pastor's guidance in this area. And fourth, I've also talked with other Christians and pastors, and here are a few alternatives that I've heard you can participate in. Number one, harvest festivals. It's good stuff, right? It's a time of fellowship with friends and family. You can celebrate the good harvest in the fall season, thanking God for the harvest. Or number two, you can also offer a trunk or treat at your church. And if kids want to dress up, make sure to avoid the pagan costumes that glorify death. You can dress up like Superman, Prince.
Oh man, I'm sorry I got to do this, but I have a meme made up. This is from Ray Comfort, and these are kids getting. Guess what, Mike?
What?
You got it showed as your freaking avatar. This is from a Chick Track commercial for Halloween. Don't give candy. Give these pieces of paper that say Bible verses on them.
Oh my God!
I have a meme that I made up of this. The first, second, third little one there. All
Can
saying,
you imagine all the
F you,
poor little
Ray.
things?
Thanks for nothing, Ray. Ray, you're a piece of garbage, something like that. I made a meme up years ago, right from this very thing. They stole this from Dirty Rottens. I'm going to have to make another meme. I'm sorry I ruined it, but yeah, I made a meme for this. Check me out on Facebook.
What is trunk or treat? What, they either throw the kids in the trunk of the car or they give them a treat?
Trunk or treat is basically trick or treat in a parking lot. Everybody throws their candy and they decorate their trunks. Some of them do with
they don't put the
and
kids
whatever.
in the trunk.
And you go around and you go trick or treat and you go from car to car instead of being in the quote danger zone of actually walking around your own neighborhood.
You either get a treat. You either get a treat, which is good, or something bad, which would be putting the kid in the trunk. Right.
Yeah, I never got that. Where's the trick of these trick or treats, right?
I don't know the trick. Well, the trunk would be the trick if they toss a kid in there. That's how I envision.
Or maybe dress up as your favorite.
Okay, go ahead.
Creationist. Maybe like Ken Ham. You can get the beard, the glasses.
Holy shit.
Dress up like Ken Ham?
Oh my God, that would be frightening. That would be scary.
No.
Yeah, no. Ken Ham's on my Magic Zoo boat, though.
So if my son dressed up as Ken Ham and came down here, I'd just freak the fuck out.
I saw somebody dress up like Hovind when he still had the suit days or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah.
There was a kid dressed up like Hovind, but man, Ham. Now, I'm not going to say anything, but he's not the best looking dude.
No,
okay?
no.
And I'm a dude, and we, I'm secure enough in my sexuality that I can say, that's a good looking guy, right? I don't want to marry him. He's a goddamn
immigrant, isn't he? Isn't he an immigrant?
Ken Ham's not a good looking feller, so don't put yourself out like your costume material because you're not. And yes, he's from Australia, and I don't think he left. I think they threw him out to get rid of him. So,
well, we should call ICE
and brought their IQ level way up. I mean, national average just shot up.
Maybe the Australian flag, kangaroo, I don't know. Or have a good old-fashioned Reformation Day party. I want to talk about that for a minute. Why was Reformation Day on Halloween, October 31st? You ever think about that?
Because there's only 365 days in the year, Rob. And if you look at any of these stupid calendars they have out daily on Facebook or any other social medias, you'll see that it's not only Christmas today, but it's blah, blah, blah day and blah, blah, blah day and blah, blah, blah day. And you know it's on Valentine's Day too? All these other days. Because there's only 300 days in the year. And people like to make days off about just about everything. Reformation is when Martin Luther King nailed the stuff to the door, right? Ember? Really? Don't you know this stuff?
Martin Luther, not Martin Luther King, but yeah.
Yeah, well, my slip of my tongue. When Martin Luther nailed his letter to the church, right, on the doors.
Yeah, I
And
never
how-
thought of Reformation Day.
Nailed it,
to
but I'm
tell
not
you
sure
the
which day it is. I know today is National Doorbell Day,
truth.
and
Doorbell Day.
apparently it's Girl Scout Founders Day.
Oh, wow.
It can't be. It has to be the day after Devil Day or something, whatever it is. Whatever they make up. And if you go looking, hello, Robin. Good to see
Okay,
you.
yeah. Martin Luther did his thing on October 31st, 1517.
Ah,
wow.
see, I'm not as stupid as I let on, folks.
Well,
I
Okay,
actually
where's
know
he
a few-
going with this, though? What does that have to do with Halloween?
We're supposed to celebrate that instead of get candy because every
That
kid wants
sounds
to go
like-
around
oh, God.
nailing a
sounds like a
letter
good
to a
time.
church door.
Right, that sounds like a
and isn't
really
that-
good time.
But isn't that like vandalism and takes you right back to the putting on the hood and doing evil things for Halloween? And how are you not doing that by going to a church? And I'm sure that he would be fine with somebody coming up to his house or apartment and just nailing something to the door, right?
Yeah,
Everybody is.
anti-fascist.
I love when people come to my house with a hammer and nails, you know? So
They're either going to post a protest letter or pull a Jesus.
Better than a bullet, Dave. Better than a bullet.
better than a bullet. That's right.
It is a little faster. So apparently Martin Luther chose Halloween because it wasn't Halloween at the time. It was All Hallows Eve, and the actual holiday that people celebrated was All Saints Day. And everybody came to the church, including the wealthy fuckers, to come view the relics because it was All Saints Day. So he did it on Halloween, so it would be there on All Saints Day.
Oh, okay, cool.
And everybody just happened to be there, and what better day to pick, you know? And we've said that's how Christians have taken over a lot of holidays, is they say, wait a minute, there's too much money here, there's too many people here, we want a piece of this.
But Rocket Rob found a
that's
deeper
what they've done.
connection. He found
Yeah.
a deeper connection. What is he going to tell us? What is
Well,
the deeper?
we're gonna find out here, and we're gonna let this run out hopefully. But I had to. Oh, grr.
Again, remember All Saints Day, it was the biggest day of the year. It was the festivals of festivals. During
Oh no! See, I couldn't get any farther than what I just said. He was looking around. The church is looking around saying they need a piece of that. They're making too much money, or there's too many people in this area that Ray can't give and Mike can't give the chick tracks to.
Right.
Rob, you're making this too easy. I didn't even have to watch the whole video. I should be thanking Rob. I didn't have to run you guys the whole video to point out the absurdities that are in answers in Genesis.
that time, many people would go to church on that day. It was like the Christmas, the Easter of medieval times. And so Martin Luther, he nailed
Easter's
his
another
95
one.
Thesis on the Wittenberg church door on
That's
All
a
Hallows
big
Eve.
letter.
The goal was to try to reach as many people as possible the next day, which is why it spread so quickly. You guys remember the 5 solas of the Reformation? You got sola
No.
gratia, sola fide, sola scriptura,
No,
solus Christus,
don't.
soli Deo gloria. By grace
Who
alone,
cares?
faith alone, scripture alone,
I don't know what
Christ
the
alone,
fuck
to the
that
glory
is.
of God alone. So the Reformation was really centered around returning to
Exclusive.
I
If you're
haven't
going
heard
by
those. If I
scripture
did
alone,
any.
then you can't have faith alone. If you're going by faith alone, you can't have scripture alone. And if you're doing either of those, you can't have God alone.
Right back at you. Choke on that, Rob.
Like, I don't
means-
think they know what alone means.
Well, I don't think they know that saying those things doesn't mean anything to me anyways. Like you just pointed out, it doesn't change anything. It's just a bunch of words. I don't see where it moves things either way. You've got some words, and I don't care because they mean nothing as far as reality to me. So, and I think Amber just pointed that out. Doesn't matter what you say or what words you put in there, and why so many of us have had. Help me out, Amber. Jill, is yours Jill, the uncreator God? Nil.
Oh, Nil, the great
Nil
not God,
is the-
creator of creator gods. Yes.
Yep, and I've got Bigfoot. Deconverted Man has the lobster. We've got the spaghetti monster. We've got the flying tea kettle. That's why all these arguments come up too, because they mean absolutely nothing, Rob. You can make up these things that mean really absolutely nothing as to reality. They can make a nice story. They can make a whole religion, but they do not mean anything about reality. So when I'm looking at this, I don't care that you dug up these old words, and I don't care that these churches use these words. I don't care what Martin Luther nailed on the church's door, which I'm sure they weren't too happy about, because it changes nothing about my reality. And this is something AIG doesn't understand, because they followed the Magic Zuba. And I think I'm gonna have to pull up the Magic Zuba to end this video.
I think Rob has a stick so far up his butt that he should get it surgically removed.
And it's raised his forehead way high up his head.
Yep.
But I'm not saying nothing about his forehead.
The authority of God and His Word. And I suggest we need a new Reformation today. Returning to the authority of Scripture alone. Starting with Genesis 1 to 11. It really is the foundation for every Christian doctrine. I mean, think about it. The teaching of evolution, millions of years, is really undoing what the Reformation did. Getting people to doubt biblical authority. It's the same Genesis 3 attack that the enemy used on Eve. Did God really say? Trying to elevate man's word above God's word. So just
now, I should put out another poll. Who would have bet $100 that AIG would throw out some bashes against evolution before this thing ran out, right?
Yeah.
Just like Martin Luther, 1517. Today in 2025, we need a new Reformation, calling people to get back to the authority of Scripture and Scripture alone.
Go backwards.
And by the way,
that's what he's telling people. Mind you, to follow the Bible, you go backwards. There's no forward.
Well, now we know
in the
when
Bible.
America was great again.
Yeah, when women were still property and children were still property. I bring up often, white men have it made in the Bible, but everybody else gets screwed.
And we got to get back to steam because we got to get rid of that bad electric, according to Trump.
And magnets don't work when they get wet. And
right, magnets don't work when they get wet.
Yeah, dogs and cats living together. I got a dog and a cat living together. Oh no, dog and a cat living together. Jeez.
Well, you know where that electric comes from. It comes from windmills. You know what those do.
I heard about them things.
Well, yeah, that's where the electric comes from. That's why we want to go back to steam catapults on our Navy ships.
Lisa the Rainbow Giraffe. Thank you very much, Tilting Windmill. Oh, and Fang came up. There's Ed, and then I see Fang, and I should have said Fang too. Sorry, Ed.
There's so many. We have a whole fucking pantheon. There's
we do.
Doug, the stone.
Doug. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Mark Reed has the Blarney Stone. So there's a whole lot of rocks going on. We're rocking and rolling up here.
Jeez.
Blarney.
Yeah. And, there's just too many. We're becoming our own pantheon of religious cults.
Maya saves a step and just is a goddess. So,
And I can't get Chris's stupid song out of my head. So, it burns when I pee. And,
yes, the Pharaoh sombrero.
Every time I'm taking a whiz now, thanks, Chris. And I love you, Chris. Chris, been on the show. Chris is always welcome on the show and everything. But Chris, your stupid song.
Did he do it?
Got me thinking about the burns when I pee. Yeah, well, he just put out a couple of new. I think they're shorts he put out.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually get his stuff in my feed, so I see his stuff in my feed. But it doesn't matter how many he puts out, and he's got the new one where when he dies and stuff. Doesn't matter how many he puts out, I'm gonna go right back to the burns when I pee. That's the one that's stuck in my head forever. Thanks, Chris. I really appreciate it. Hey, Chris, how you doing? If you see this, maybe you'll get the shout out. Chris Mallard at the date. Here we go. Tilting Windmill is on it. Chris Mallard at the Daily Atheist Morning Show. We met Chris at the protest. Nice guy. Runs his show in the mornings. Make sure you check out Chris's show. Again, atheists don't always agree with each other, but we watch each other's shows anyways. And after Tilting Windmill, is it every day, Ember? You're also on in the mornings, and plus you do your shows in the afternoons. Every weekday?
The same days as Chris. Monday through Friday. Hot Topic. All the ladies stop by. We've also been taking over Chris's show on Mondays. So double streams for me on Monday. And the debate reviews with Mark Reed are on Saturdays. My channel and Mark's, we alternate back and forth. This week we're on my channel, so I'm doing that tomorrow. Sundays I'm reworking what the hell I've got going on, but we'll see. So I pretty much I'm on all the damn time. I can't stay off the damn camera except when my camera's turned off.
Well, you picked a good night because my camera's off for good reason, because I said the F word and a tooth came right out of my mouth. And I said, hey, that tooth your dad glued in my mouth came out. And well, I guess I got my money out of that. Well, would you fix it anyways? So my tooth is getting fixed, so my camera's not on. So this is a good night not to have your camera on, so don't worry about it. Chris Mallard does the daily Atheist Morning Show, Gin. It's on at 9 o'clock Eastern. So
what channel are the music
jives,
the music videos on? The song things?
well, Chris has got his own stuff on his own channel. So if you go to the Daily Atheist Morning Show, you can get Chris's stuff. He's got his videos as well. And he's also on Facebook. Just put his name in.
Is there more than one channel? More than one channel?
He
has
does,
a
but
second channel, but it's I think he intended it for politics stuff, but I don't know.
yeah, it's not active or whatever. Yeah, so here's Chris, Tilting Windmill, Chris Mallard, Daily Atheist Morning Show. There's the link. It's 9 o'clock Eastern. I don't know about you people that don't live in real time zones, but for me, he wakes up and he does the show at 9 o'clock Eastern. And then we said Ember comes on after, and
then it varies. Some days Joe the Kentucky Atheist starts around 1. Some days Kelly, who is one of my co-hosts.
That's the name.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's been working on streaming more at about that time. Like there's and sometimes there's other stuff because people do stuff at all kinds of times and things. And
well, I noticed there's been a shift
out
lately.
who the hell starts at 12:30 Eastern. I just noticed that like half my audience leaves at 12:30 every day, and I don't know why or where they're going. Like if there's something on that I might want to watch, I want to know about it. You know,
they're going to lunch.
Well, you know, a lot of times Owen pulls a lot of views too. You know,
yeah, but
Owen does a good job. So
start that late. He's I
don't know what. I'll have to check what time. I haven't noticed. I just noticed he's been on recently, and he was doing a show with his better half or
he has
YouTuber.
One on sometimes.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. I was watching. All right. See, with being up at different hours, you see different shows too. So, all right, that all makes sense now. So we got to find out what's going on at 12:30, though, huh?
Yeah, so sometimes he has his partner on because she's, I believe she's a paralegal. Maybe she's got her law degree by now. But lately I've been seeing Alpha Force One because, like, she understands Zoomer. So she can translate.
That has to start with training ourselves, our children, and our church in biblical apologetics, defending the faith, and to start preaching the biblical gospel found in God's Word, not some watered-down version based on traditions. Speaking of the gospel, make sure you also take advantage of this opportunity to pass out gospel tracts. You can attach candy with it if you want to. I mean, think about it. You have unbelievers.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, isn't the candy the enticing, sinful part to begin with? Of why even do Halloween and collect the But if you have a Bible tract, then it's okay to feed the monster, and Halloween is what it had say number 4 in the number 4 or whatever.
If you want to hand out literature with your candy, do Laffy Taffy, because at least that shit is useful literature.
Yeah. But I think I'd rather get a toothbrush or an apple than a goddamn Bible script.
Tons of mice. Good to see you. You'll be happy to know that in Toledo, in the city, in the suburbs, I had a bullet come through my living room earlier because 2 idiots, one of them shot the other one in the leg, had terrible aim with his next, I don't know how many shots because it went bap, bap, bap. A bullet flew through my neighborhood, and wouldn't you know, it ended up in my house. So I had the detectives and everybody and police tape and 8x10 glossies with pictures and arrows and all in a paragraph on the backside telling the story of what happened on the streets of Toledo this evening. And, well, it was almost evening, dinner time. And stray bullet, because the other guy was shooting the other guy in the leg, went up in the air, and my house is lifted. You know, I don't have a basement, but my house is lifted, right? So I've got you can almost stand up in parts of my crawl space, right? So it's a pretty big crawl space. And they shot upward to shoot. The other guy ended up getting shot in the leg. And why I say guns, no, they're not the problems. It's idiots are the problems. This guy shot through the top part of my house, shooting somebody else down the street in the leg.
Missed him. Yeah.
And now I got to buy a new TV. That's what's going on in Toledo. So I thought I'd let you know that. Because tons of mice, we got a thing about Toledo. So yeah, that was the update in Toledo today. A bullet came through my house. I had one mass taken out the back of my head. I almost had another mass taken out of me today. I had too many masses coming at me. I need a massless society.
Faster than me, Dave.
Huh?
You're losing weight faster than me, and I'm over here trying.
Oh, I went from 208 to 186 today. So yeah, I've lost weight. And,
I gotta get out of here,
fun
Dave.
having the cops in your house all day.
I gotta go.
I'm gonna end this. He's obviously shilling for answers and atheism now.
I wish you were shilling for answers and atheism.
And I've got to put together tomorrow's show.
You got to change it. It's got to be Genesis and atheism.
Yeah,
I know. So
make sure you check out Ember's when she's on, because Ember always does awesome shows. We've got the Rabid Atheist. Toledo, I know Toledo has a bad rap. We do have a lot of crime, but we aren't a high crime area. I was the only one around here. Everybody was checking their houses for holes, checking their vehicles for holes. And you know who got one? My living room and my TV. So it was a terrible day in Toledo. Other than that, I hope you all having a good one.
You sound resentful.
Thanks everybody for stopping by. Tomorrow, don't forget, we will do Answers in Atheism. Mike will be back. So Mike, rest up for tomorrow. We'll see you and Scott, hopefully.
We're going to do something early on Rebecca and Bread of Life and Philosophy of Science a little bit.
Okay, so go over to Answers in Atheism. Make sure you try. I didn't put anything in the description.
It'll be boring as usual.
Saturday Night the Atheist, or I'm sure Tilting Windmills is way ahead of me, is about having the show in the morning over to Answers in Atheism. So make sure you're subscribed there. Make sure you're subscribed with. Is your channel name just Ember? Is it? Is there
Better
something
than
else?
Ember?
Better than Ember. That's
well, my main channel. I do a bunch of other stuff. That's why, hence the website, betterthanember.com. But I'm better than Ember pretty much everywhere.
Okay. And then we will be back and see you tomorrow. I'm guessing, we talked about Ken Ham. I don't want to do that guy again tomorrow, but I want to do that guy tomorrow. So,
well, you got to get your ham done because it's almost Thanksgiving and that makes it turkey time.
Yeah. And I also I want to put out a medical update on what the doctor's been doing to me. I want to do thank you to everybody. I passed 600 subscribers. So everybody say woohoo for all these over. I waited at 600 because you know how YouTube bounces around, Ember. But it's up to 607 now. So maybe we've crossed into the 600s now. Mike has been picking up a lot lately, and so has Ember both. So make sure you give them the subscriptions, the likes, the shares, all those good things that help out a channel.
Is that the link? Is that the link in Ember to your channel? It says Google something, google.com.
The website is built on Google Framework because I like direct control, and I'm very poor, and so that lets me do that.
Okay.
But the actual domain is betterthanember.com.
Oh, really?
Okay. No, I'm not.
I'm not on
I
typed that in and it redirected. So
I'm not on Blue Sky. Simply Secular Dave. I do have a note somewhere. I should put my thing on Blue Sky. So mostly I'm active on YouTube. So I don't really get around to the other ones. I have some of the other ones. I've got the Discord and stuff, and I've been lax on the Discord too. So usually the best way to get a hold of me is I turned on the community posting. So if you want to say something to me, you can just go right on my page, and because that's where I'm active the most. So that's the only reason why. I'm not trying to become an internet star like Ember or anything.
As if
so I'm not all out there. So yeah, mostly Discord and Facebook. I'm like I said, Dave, I'm like 60 years old. So Jackie, good to see you too. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Tilting Windmills, thank you. You're always a great mod. Dropping all those links for everybody. And I think that's about it. I'm gonna see. There's Ember.
I'm a TV star.
Oh, nice. Nice. You're on TV. Wow, you're famous. I'm getting out of here. We'll see you. Good night, guys.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. And to close things out, I'm going to play the Magic Zoo Boat song because we were talking about Ken Ham. And because I have it, and because I get a lot of requests for it, and I guess I can't play it enough. So, Mike, thanks for stopping by. Scott, thanks for stopping by. Ember, thanks for stopping by several times this evening while you were doing your business. And we will see you all soon, and I hope you all enjoy a little Magic Zoo Boat.
Just sit right back and you'll hear the tale of a righteous float that started out in ancient times upon a magic zoo boat. The rain began to pour like mad. God's judgment didn't stall. If not for Noah's floating crate, there'd be no life at all. No life at all. No life at all. If Noah and his ancient beard, his wife just rolled her eyes. They boarded raptors, stegosaurs too, all trained to sit and stay. 2 T-Rexes in bunk bed stalls, what could go wrong, we say? 3 sons with wives who taught the dinos how to harmonize. Who taught the dinos how to harmonize? There's gators, frogs, and woolly mammoths, zebras sharing beds, triceratops and kangaroos stacked 10 high on their heads. The ark was built with cubic math and doors that sealed with prayer. You ask about sanitation, don't go there. Just don't go there. Just don't go there. So come aboard this sacred ship where science hits a wall. With creatures from all continents, pre-flood we had them all. The timeline's tight, the logic light, the rain began to float. And now you're on a bumpy ride aboard the Magic Zoo Boat. The Magic Zoo Boat. The Magic Zoo Boat. The Magic Zoo Boat. Unicorns dashed to catch the ark, but tripped on fairy tales. They stopped to charm the woodland elves and slipped through magic veils. Their horns aglow, they missed the boat, no place for their parade. Now stuck in myths and bedtime dreams where fantasy should stay. Where fantasy should stay. But what about old Sasquatch? Did Bigfoot make the trip? Was he too hairy, tall, or shy to board that wooden ship? He maybe hid behind the trees or snuck in with the apes, or rode the flood out on a log. Or rode the flood out on a log. Don't fall for tales of magic boats or creatures 2 by 2. Get smart, ask questions, that's the best thing you can do. Education shines the light that clears the myths away. So keep your mind wide open and learn what's true today. Learn what's true today. Learn what's true today. Hey, with Skipper Noah at the wheel and wife supreme with nerves of steel. 3 sons with zeros sailing flair. Their wives who brought salon gray hair. 2 rhinos juggling on the deck and Bigfoot hiding near the wreck. Here on the Magic Zoo Boat. Here on the Magic Zoo Boat. Here on the Magic Zoo